Hi guys. Good morning. Oh, lights. Come on. Good morning. Oh, my nose is so stuffed today. Good morning, good morning. Today I was reading some news. Actually, in Korea, 좋은 아침입니다. Did you hear about a Korean author who made it to, who got a Nobel Prize? So we ordered the book, but it's sold out, so... Oh, let's actually learn about her too. Wow, Germany launched the first K-pop radio show too. Oh. So today I brought you guys... it's the second one? Oh, I didn't know it was the second one. Oh. 잠깐만. So today, let's start with news. I brought you guys something funny. It's kind of related to today's story, but you guys know that Korea's birth rate dropped to 0? How do you measure birth rate, by the way? 잠깐만. Let's... Here. So... Two things. Not 0, but it's like 0.7? 6 or 7? 한국 출산율이 0.7? 0 point something? Very low. So I kind of got curious on how they measure the birth rate plus how it's being done, but kind of related to today's topic. Did you know that more Koreans want to get married and have children lately? So this was the Korean news. I got the Korean news and I found the English news, but women in their 30s who are single, their marriage rate has, or their like marriage hope rate has increased 11%, saying that we're more interested in also having kids, which is great. So this article talks about how compared to last 6 months, it has increased to 11%. And that those who don't have a child, they're... What is this like? What's the word for it? Like their hopes on wanting to have kids has increased 5%, guys. So I didn't know there was some type of like division, but this is the 저출산, which means low birth rate. 고령사회위원회. 고령사회 is like old age. And I guess so they call it Jogowi, announced on the 14th, saying that people are viewing marriage positively, and that it has increased from 70.9% to 71.5%, especially among guys who are 25 to 29. It has increased 7.1% about marriage. So all of a sudden, Korea has decided to think about marriage as a good thing. So then I wanted to start with here and kind of look into, well, what does US think, or what does other country think? Oh, guys, don't you have that time where you can't talk while breathing? That's what I'm feeling. Oh, I can't talk and breathe at the same time lately. Anyways, so first of all, I'm shocked that, maybe if you read this, but yeah, more than 65% of single Koreans say they want to get married, and that their views of marriage and having children are becoming more positive. So yeah, I guess this is it. Yeah, on aging society and population policy. Yeah, I guess this is what it was called in English. 65.4% of unmarried respondents aged between 25 to 49 said they either had specific plans for marriage or wanted to get married someday. Which was a rise from 61% 6 months ago. So 60% of women in their 30s agreed with this statement, compared to 48.4% in the previous research. And that more than 68% of all people surveyed said that they would need children, an increase from 61.1%. I don't even know why it increased. Actually, lately, there are like 3 different shows. I mentioned this last time to you guys, right? There's a show called, well, I started watching a new show. It's called like 이혼 숙녀 캠프? Like divorce. 이혼 숙녀가 뭐지? Oh, it's called Divorce Meditation Camp? I wonder if they show it in English. Oh, so it's actually on Apple TV, guys, but it's Divorce Camp, where they bring like 2 couples, or they bring like 3 different couples, all with different reasons on why they want to get divorced, and they put them in the same room and the same bed, because usually those who want to get divorced are in different beds. They're in the same bed, and they try to figure out what their problem is. So I started watching this, and I was like, man, so many people want to get a divorce. 그러니까. So I wanted to figure out why there was an increase. And there's a lot of TV shows that show why it sucks to have kids. So I'm actually surprised that this increased. Some stated that, I guess, it's kind of like, you know how Korea has like a big trend? Korea is a very trendy country. So that being said, I heard among Korean girls, and this can be a little different, but I heard among Korean girls where if one person, like, you have a group of girlfriends, you have like 5 different girlfriends, and they always say to each other, they're like, hey girls, let's stay single and go to Silvertown together, right? They have these like dreams of saying this, and like, oh, like, we're gonna go to Silvertown, we're gonna be best friends, we don't need guys, blah blah blah. There's kind of like a joke in Korea where, like, that comes true, but then one person ends up finding a hot guy, and they're like, oh, sorry, I found a guy, I'll be in the marriage, but I support you guys with your Silvertown thing. So she's out in the marriage pool, right? And then, so other people are like, yeah, it's okay, we don't need her. But then this other girl ends up going over here too, right? And then, so people start leaving, and you're starting to feel left out because you're not following the trend of marriage. So I guess that might be one reason why people are thinking more positively on marriage. So I think it really is important on like how people view on marriage. even a lot of people come to my house, and they see my house, especially girls who are single. I have definitely a lot of friends who are single, and they're like, "Wow, 언니, I see your house, and I see how happily you are living with your 형부, or like your husband, blah blah blah. 너무 행복하게 잘 사는 것 같아요." They say all the nice things, and they're like, "Oh, I want to get married just like you." I'm like, oh my god. I'm also being a big influence on a lot of my friends, so I guess in that sense it's pretty interesting to hear about like this type of news. So, and I guess you're getting to an age where when you start getting old, I guess it really varies among a lot of people, but in your 20s, you have so many goals in your life. You have like, you want to go to a good college. I mean, you're already in a college, or if you don't want to go to college, you have like I want to travel the world. Have all these like lists of things you want to do, right? Once you hit your 30s, I mean, I'm definitely not a good person to talk about this because you guys are probably older than me. But once you hit 30s, I feel like you're at a point where everything's kind of boring, right? You travel a new country and you're like, it's not bad. I mean, I'm meeting new people, but it's nice to be kind of steady. So, morning, Leah. I find that pretty interesting. The transition from 20s to 30s. I guess it's kind of boring. Being in your 30s. Well, at least this occurs to me a lot, where in my 20s, I used to go party a lot. And nowadays, if I go to like a streamer party and I see all those people super outgoing, super energetic, being like, of course I fit the mood, but once I go home and I'm like, I'm so dreadful. Like, let's actually take a time out and stay away from people for a bit. So, it's really tiring. But anyways, I find this interesting. I'm surprised that this is actually happening in Korea. The fact that birth rate, the hope to wanting to get married is increasing in Korea. I think it might be kind of like a fake news. I think because like I don't see any positive like traits in marriage, at least in Korea. So 고막혀. Sorry guys, I have a stuffy nose. My nose is so stuffy for some reason. Maybe I got a cold or something. 감기 걸렸나봐. 코가 계속 막히네. This change in perception was also found in women in their 20s. I think there's always like two groups of people. Anyways, the group most skeptical about having kids, according to the previous poll. So more than 48.1% of them said they would need children, a jump from 34.4%. I still want to know what made them think like this. I still don't know why. This is actually really surprising, guys. Such changes in attitude were also observed among married people who do not have children. Asked whether they have any intention of having children, 50.7% of them agreed, and increased from 42.4%. This I can relate. I actually talked to a couple of married women about this. And so I met up with a friend, and she goes, 언니. Or no, she was not an 언니. I met a friend actually whose sister is married, and her sister used to be. Oh, guys, by the way, 그 딩크족? 뭐더라? 딩크? 딩크 맞나? I didn't know Dink actually stood for something. 오! 이게, did you guys know? This means 이게 double income? No kids! Did you guys know that this is what it stood for? 와, 나 이거 듣고 처음엔 진짜 놀랬어. I didn't know why it was dink. 와, 이 진짜 이렇게 있어요. Oh, you guys knew that? 아, 그러니까 나 이거 I didn't know that it's this stood for this. So, funny story is really? Korea used this a lot in very positive way. They're very proud to say they are Dink족. They're a Dink family. So, but funny story about this is my friend's sister used to be like no marriage. 그거 뭐더라? 결혼 안 하겠다 선언하는 사람들은 또 뭐라고 해? What do you say for those who don't want to get married? They also have another like name for it. 뭐지? What do you say it? 뭐라고 해? What's the word for it? 딩크족 말고 또 뭐가 있어요? 나 기억이 안 나네. 뭐지? 미치겠다. 딩크? Peter Pan? At least in Korea we don't call it Peter Pan. 따로 있는데. There's a different one term for 결혼 안 하고 싶은 사람들. What is it called? But is Peter Pan also another thing? 비혼주의자. 맞아요. 감사합니다. 비혼. 그래, 비혼주의자 맞네. So my friend's sister used to be 비혼주의자. Oh, sorry. That's. I guess there wasn't a word for it in English. 영어로 따로 없었나? Was there nothing in English? But do they call it Peter Pan in English? What is like people who don't want to get married in English? Just Peter Pan? Peter Pan? Why Peter Pan though? 미국에선 Peter Pan이라 부르나 봐. 이건 아닐 수 있어. Not Peter Pan. You're against marriage? What do you call people who don't want to get married? 이런 거 해야 되나? Just single? 아닌데. Is there an anti-marriage? Anti-marriage? Maybe? Ms. Skomi? 뭐야? But what do you mean when you say don't believe in marriage at all? 뭔 소리일까? Like, what do you have to believe in marriage? 감사합니다. I'm not making fun of you, Arigato. I just find that very interesting way of, like your peer, your nearby people. What more believe? What do you have to believe? 뭘 신념을 해야 되지? Anyways, my going back to my story, guys. My friend's sister didn't want to get married at first, but then she found through a blind date, she found a guy that she likes. So she's told her sister, "Oh, I want to get married." So like, the anti-marriage thing disappeared. And they were happily married for maybe like 3-4 years. And now, but then they were a dink. But now they're like, should I have kids? So I was like, people's brain works very interesting. So going back to this statement, guys, in terms of like how married people who didn't want to get children are now thinking of marriage, is that they don't have anything to talk about in their marriage. And that's what I've also been feeling among my marriage, is the fact that we don't have anything to talk about, guys. I'm in, you know, like I had my marriage. It's been a year, but I've lived with Mia for almost 6 years, right? 이제 6년째 사귀고 있는데 we have nothing to talk about nowadays. Now, you know what I talk about? Oh, my friend had a date with so and so. Oh, Mia, did you hear about news about blah blah blah? You know, like our conversation is now about other people, not about us and what we enjoy and everything, because we already know everything. So I get a feeling of why people are now wanting to have kids in certain part of their relationship, because either you're going to have kids so that your conversation naturally transfers to having kids, or your conversation is going to be stuck and that you're going to go out and see more people and come back and talk about other people, because the more you get to know someone, like there's less things you're going to be talking about because we already know everything about this person, right? So that's why I think you naturally, in a certain point in your marriage, want to have kids. Unless you're like you both are very adventurous people and you're always out partying, you're always out like seeing new things. Maybe then, yeah, you might have a conversation. But for us who likes to maybe like once a while go out and like go to a trip and everything, our days are kind of like the same old. He comes home and I ask him, how was your day? He's like, oh, my work was fine. Like, and I was like, oh, and he's like, how was your day? I'm like, oh, it was okay. You know, I had a couple of trolls in my chat. They were being annoying, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And then I naturally go on to, oh, did you hear like so-and-so had to go to the hospital the other day? Why are we talking about, you know, like, oh. Yeah, so for us, we play games, but games doesn't mean that we talk a lot, especially because nowadays we don't play games that are very like team game. So nowadays we've been kind of transferring naturally to RPG, because as you grow older, you cannot be good at FPS games. Sorry to say, anyone who still plays FPS in your like beyond your 30s, you guys are naturally good, but once you get to a certain age, your reaction time and your just skill level drop immensely. And you cannot find your enemies at one point. So that's why I'm talking about this, but where was I going on with this? Oh, so, you know, we end up playing, like, let's say Diablo. Okay, how's your character doing? That's great. There's nothing else to talk about. Or, you know, when we used to play Lost Ark, we'd be like, oh, the Carmen raid was pretty, or like the Themine raid was pretty hard. Oh, like next time we'll be careful of doing ABCs. That's all we talk about, you know. So it may to some people be okay by talking about just the overall natural things, but when you get to a certain point, to me at least, it just gets really boring. So naturally, I think you're just kind of like, oh, maybe nowadays we're ready to go on to the next stage. Birth rate is going down because I haven't married IU yet. Oh, bye. Oh, when will that happen? So, yeah. So I think it's just kind of like a natural instinct. I think this also agrees with you guys in anyone who's beyond 30s. Doesn't this apply to you? Like, don't you get bored coming home from work? Isn't that why you guys go on to Twitch? So that you guys can communicate with streamers? Isn't that like a big reason why you guys are watching Twitch? Not dissing that, but... Sorry. How much are you gonna increase it? How much am I gonna increase what? 저는 바람에 대해서 얘기를 안 했는데 왜 계속 바람에 대해서 얘기를 하지? 선생님? 어디서 바람이라는 부분이 나왔는지 좀 설명해 주실래요? How much are you gonna increase the birth rate? I mean, I plan to have at least 2 kids. I don't want more. But it was aimed. I mean, that's aimed at... Just kidding. But Oh, really? You watch Twitch at work? Oh. Not after home? So what do you do after you work? What do you do when you go home? What do you guys do when you guys go back home? What do you do when you go back? Editing videos? 그러니까. Is that your daily life? I mean, it's not different from having another person there. 뭐 그냥. 아, 그게 시작이라고? 진짜 결혼 안 하셨죠? 결혼 안 하고 결혼에 대한 그런 부정적인 사람의 흔한 얘기인 것 같아요. 그거는 물론 바람을 필 수 있지, 그런 식으로. 근데 그게 바람보다는 그냥 내가 이제 그 다음 챕터로 넘어가야 되겠다, 이제 아이를 가질 생각이겠다라는 얘기로 가고 있는데 왜 이렇게 부정적인지 모르겠네? Sleep, cook, clean, and play games. Also house chore? 그러니까. But don't you get bored doing that alone? Don't you wish you have someone else to do it with and have at least someone to talk to? I think that's just kind of like a natural instinct where you find the person. No? 아닌가? Maybe it's also different on like what type of person you are. I know there's a lot of people who are very like, I want to just be by myself. I don't want to talk to nobody. Talking to people drains my energy. Cause trust me, that's my husband. My husband denies when he comes home, he has to be on the phone for at least like 30 minutes by himself so that he can relax. Yeah, right? So I'm guessing that's most of you guys. So I guess in that sense, it makes sense, right? That you guys would be like, oh, I'm fine with my life right now. I don't need to get married. I guess that makes sense. But at least for me, when someone comes back home, especially days when I don't stream, like my talking motor is on. So it's kind of crazy. But anyways. Hi, shrimp! Right? But anyways, what were you talking about? So I think that's where nowadays people who are married are more looking into, having kids. 결혼 안 해서 부럽다고 얘기하는 편이라고. 혹시 한방님 결혼하셨어요? 결혼 안 해서? 다른 사람한테 결혼 안 해서 부럽다고? 진짜? 왜? 혹시 결혼 생활에 문제 있으면 제가 혹시 상담해 드릴까요? 미혼인데? 결혼한 친구들이? But I think 내 생각에, so you know how one of the things that I notice in Korea is that people who are married is always jealous or always say, you should be happy that you're not married. They always say this. 그러니까 나는 그 얘기를 처음에 왜 하나 되게 고민이 많았거든? 근데 한국인 성격상 자기 자신을 자랑을 안 하는 편이잖아요. 성격상. 그러다 보니까 그쪽은 미혼이고 난 기혼인데 내가 굳이 미혼인 사람 앞에서 난 결혼해서 너무 행복해라는 자랑을 할 필요가 없다고 생각해. 그래서 혹시 그 친구들이 그런 얘기를 하지 않을까? 그러니까 결혼해서 장단점이 무조건 있지만 저는 그래도 장점이 많다고 더 생각 들거든요. I think I hear that from a lot. All married couples say that, but I think this is the reason why. Is because, at least for me, I don't want to brag about my marriage, especially to my friends who are single. They come to me and they're like, oh my god, I met this guy and he's a douchebag. I don't know how to react to that nowadays. Or, oh my god, my boyfriend the other day was doing this. And I'm like, how do I react to this? But then, like, for me, at least I think that the best way to comfort those friends, because I don't want to be like, oh, well, like, guess what? My husband the other day was cooking for me and did the chores and I did nothing, right? What a bitch do I sound like? Don't I sound like a bitch if I say that to friends who are single? So I think that's a big reason why a lot of married couples would just kind of say it in a comforting way. Hey, it's better than getting married, guys. So... Like, to me, I've never bragged about my husband in front of my friends. Maybe I might have naturally had without noticing, but I try not to, because I'm not saying being single is a bad thing, but like, I would not like that if I were single, hearing about my friend's marriage and how amazing it is. Right? 아, 여자애들 힘들다고 해요? 여자애들이... 아, 근데 여자들은 시댁 때문에 힘들 수밖에 없는 것 같아. 그러니까 이게 the only problem I think with marriage is the in-laws, which is nationwide, every country problematic issue. It's everywhere. So the only reason 이 시자가 붙는 순간 정말 힘들어요. 그러니까 personally, I have a good relationship with my in-laws. 근데 there's always those times where, especially knowing my personality. Guys, I have so many to edit today. So many good shorts to edit, by the way. 아, 지금 벌써 머릿속이 막, 아, 이거 오늘 좋은 토크 많이 나왔는데? But anyways, what was I talking about? In-laws. 그러니까 in-laws? Yeah. So, funny story. I'm in the position of both in-law and I have an in-law, right? And it's so interesting. It's super interesting. So, it's hard. In-laws are hard. In Korea, there is a phrase that a lot of people use. It's called 여적여. It's where it means 여 is girl, 적 is enemy, and 여 is girl. Girl's enemy is girls. So personally, I think in terms of in-laws, and I know this doesn't occur to every in-law in the world. I know there is the really nice in-laws and everything, but even if they are nice and they are sweet, there's always some type of I don't like this. Because it's basically you having a new boss in your life that's going to backseat you about your lifestyle, which is very problematic. Now, in-laws see, because they are older, they're like, oh, like, why don't you do ABCs instead of doing EFG? I don't see, like, because they're old, and they got more knowledge. But then to me, it feels like, why are you backseating my life? Right? Now, the most problematic in-laws, I think, personally, are those who think that in-laws are... the most problematic in-laws, I think, are those who act as if if the daughter-in-law is actually a daughter. And here's the reason why I say this, because daughter-in-law is not a daughter. Now, real daughters will bitch to their mom. Sorry, mom. I bitch to my mom a lot. I'm like, mom, she says something. She backseats me. She says, like, Jinri, why didn't you do like, like, she's a mom, right? She wants to give me knowledge. So she's like, 마, 진리야, 왜 이거 next time you should think about doing ABC. God. Then you know what I do? 엄마, I'm 30. Stop backseating me, mom. Hey, I grew up in US. Freedom of speech. I can talk back to you, mom. 이래. For me, personally. Okay, sorry, mom. However, if in-law says something like that to me, like, Jinri, something. It's like, I can't talk back, right? I can't talk back. I can't be like, the fuck are you saying, bitch? Right? Of course, I don't say this. I don't say that to my mom. I just have to be like, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll think about it. Anyways, and so it sucks. It really sucks because like I can't talk back. I think that's the worst thing. And the more they act like a mom to me, the more I'm like, holy cow, get off me. So I think that's always the biggest issue. And so what I tell my mom usually, because now my mom is an in-law, guys, and that kind of funny. But since my mom is an in-law, I say to her, Mom, the most important thing is just think that you don't have a son anymore. Just think that your son is now in a different country. He is now living off with a different family. However, if he wants you there because your daughter-in-law says so, then you can go. But I don't want you to backseat her life. She already knows. But I'm like, you don't want to backseat her life. You don't want to tell her anything. You just want to be like, okay. The only word you can say is okay. Now, if you worry about her, you can say something, but you can't be direct to her. You have to be like, oh, I've noticed you've been very tired lately, and that like maybe there were some trash that you didn't take out. Do you need help? Or it'd be nice, just in case. But you don't have to do it. You have to be more careful. And I know it sucks because, like you not only did you give your son away, now you have to act like that. But if you want the whole family the family to be in a happy relationship, that's something that you have to learn, is that you need to let things go. And there's definitely people who can't do that, so it's unfortunate. But anyways, I don't even know why we were talking about in-laws, but maybe that's the biggest reason why girls just don't want to get married lately. Or at least girls say, because I'm in this mom chat group, and I like to read sometimes because it's hilarious. They have the most craziest drama about how they hate their in-laws or something like that. Like, and you read half of them and they're like, of course those are going to be like the most feistiest, like most, like dark ones, right? So there's like, my in-law the other day did ABC and she was like telling me that I was like fat, for instance. No one wants to hear that. Even if my mom said I was fat, I'd be like, excuse me? Like that's rude. Right? And you have these in-laws saying this. And then what they like to add is that I like to say this because you're like my daughter. And I'm like, no. They are guests in the family. But it's unfortunate. And that's probably why a lot of girls have problems with their in-laws. Especially, mostly it's with the mom. Sometimes it's with the dad, because the dad can be very like fatherly figure, like the old ajishis. Where he's in the era of men should lead the family, men should be taking care of everything, and it's like, wow, you are living in 2024, right? And you're saying that which does not make sense, right? So there's definitely those fathers who are crossing the line, but it sucks. It really sucks. I don't even know how we got to in-laws, but anyways. So the birth rate is dropping, or might be increasing, but what's unfortunate, which I like to add in this a lot when I say this, is I think when you want to get pregnant, you got to get it early. It's just really exhausting. So I think that's still one of the biggest regrets in my life. Actually, it really varies among people, and where some people think, I watched this video where this lady got pregnant at 30, and she was like, I regret getting pregnant at 30. I would have really wanted to get pregnant around 34, 33 or 34. I'm like, why? But I think the best age personally is 25. Just get it done with and start your career after that, because I think nowadays it's not too late to start your career after, since everyone is not even trying to find a job, at least in Korea. So But anyways, this was one of the things that I wanted to talk about. But to be honest, I think they still need to do more. They need more treatment. So in-law moms aren't the best politicians. 진짜. I think it's because it's kind of like when a guy, you know, it's kind of like the lion when they feel like they have. Thank you, Mar, for the tier 2 sub. Gina, also song. But it's kind of like when you think of this as like the mom has her own territory, right? She has their own territory. And if someone else just kind of like jumps in, then you're just kind of like, oh, get off my territory. But it's interesting. But anyways, it's great to see that more people are interested in getting married and that they're wanting to have kids. But I think it's something that we'll have to see about it, because to be honest, I highly doubt. I don't know, I kind of doubt this is actually true. Or yeah. Oh yeah, especially if you don't hire a planner. Getting married in terms of like what you need a plan for gets more complicated the more you go. So I advise you guys to not get married. But anyways, today, so our main goal is to look at the birth rates. The reason why is I personally think that there's lots of fun things to look into birth rates. So we'll look at birth rates, guys. So right now, at least in Korea, the birth rate sucks. I think we are at like 0.7 in Korea right now. But overall, all the birth rates are dropping all around the country. And like I said, I think the reason why is people are getting smarter. They realize having a kid does not mean anything good. And I think we're at a point where we don't want to sacrifice our life. Because one thing that I realize when you are planning to have kids is that you gotta sacrifice your life. Especially most of the time, it's the women who has to sacrifice, because you know you have a baby, you're gonna have a baby inside you for 10 months, and you're gonna have all these like emotional rushes, and you're just gonna hate your life, right? So in that sense, it makes sense, and I think we're kind of at a stage, or we're at a period where people kind of don't want to lose what they have, especially if it's work. Like, you know, if you're at like a good position, if you're at like a manager position at your job, and if you go out for, you know, like maternity leave, you basically are risking the fact that you have to leave your work where other people are going to exceed, at least for a couple months, right? So I think that's something that I've noticed. And I've actually heard my friends say, you know, I don't think I'm ready to sacrifice my life for kids. Right? Isn't that the most saddest but realistic thing to say? Because 이거 어떻게 해야 돼? 진짜 나는 그 말이 너무 안타까웠어. 사실인데. 그때 그냥 내 인생을 이제 포기. Anyways. Yeah. So Korea's birth rate's been dropping. I heard Japan's birth rate recently dropped. I want to see the recent one. Recent data. Oh. What is this? Oh. The heck? Yeah, and it's fraternity rate. How do you spell fraternity? I think it's different mindset, family-centered versus self-centered mindset. But I think nowadays people are more people have more self-centered mindsets. Especially, actually, it really doesn't matter. It really depends on the wife, though. if they want to be family-centered mindset or self-centered mindset. So so it's really up to the husband to do a very good job of persuading the women, their wife, or else you'll never get a child. Whoa, what is this? I want to see 2024 이구나. Ooh. So right now, rank 1, Nigeria. Niger? Oh, sorry, I didn't know this country. Oh, 이거 어디 있는 거야? Yeah, my stupidity is coming up. Niger. Ah, it's in the West Africa. It's above Nigeria. Ah, I thought they just spelled it wrong. They're actually called Republic of Niger. Niger? In Korea, you pronounce it Niger. Is it Niger? In English? How do you pronounce it in English? Oh, anyways. Yeah. It's because people are getting smarter. There's no benefits in having kids. Wait, how do you pronounce this? Oh, my stupidities. 야, 이거 발음 어떻게 해? I mean... Yeah, because you're actually seeing... 야, 나 여기 Mali? Oh, hi Kimmy! Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Thank you. 감사합니다. 콩고도 있네. So I think this is mostly African country. Angola is at the center of Africa구나. Oh, it's actually not center. It's above. It's near Zambia. zambia랑 나미비아. 앙골라 이렇게. So top 3 is the African country. The African? Ah, Mali is also Africa. Mali is also in Africa. Benin is also in Africa. Oh, it's actually a French-speaking West African nation. Benin. That's interesting. Yo, okay, let's keep looking down. South Sudan is in a different 맞지? 너는 다른 아니구나. 너도 아프리카였구나. sorry. 아프리카. 여기도 아프리카고 부룬디 왠지 아프리카. 기니, 모잠비크, 나이지리아, 수단. 카메룬. 아프가니스탄. 그치? 중동. That's what do we call this? 뭐야? 잠깐만. Southeast Asian이 아니라. 와씨. What do we say this area? Middle East. Middle East country. 와, 아프가니스탄이 딱 나왔고. 내리면은 근데 wait, so when they say 6 kids per women이야? One woman has 6 kids? 와, 여기 뭔데 이렇게 애가 많아? Why do they have so many kids? It's such a big jump too. It's almost 1 kid difference. 얘는 뭐길래 이렇게 애가 많을까? Why do you think Niger has the most kids? 그러니까 on average 6 kids면 like 진짜 미쳤다. 그러면서 so I think mostly wow, even having 4 kids, like average of 4 kids is a lot too lately. Ethiopia, 콩고 뭐야 왜 미쳤어? 3. Is this just 파키스탄 하나 보이고 trying to find other country. 3 kids. Iraq, the 3 kids. Libya, Algeria is we got Africa and Middle East have a lot of kids. 요르단도 있네. Actually, I've been realizing a lot of these country names because of like Olympics and soccer. So average of 3 kids is nowadays not even like a popular thing. Algeria, 그치. At least in the Asia. I think the first Asian country came out. I mean, a couple of. But Philippines, Southeast Asian country, 2.75. So at least per person, per women, they have 2.75. Like maybe some might have 3, some might have 2. 이렇게. 그다음에 괌도 있고 etc. 카자흐스탄. 와. Guatemala, is this the first South American country? Guatemala? You guys tell me if I missed something. Because some of them I don't know where they are. 그치? 야. 혼두라스도 있네. 혼두라스. South Africa도 있고 사모아도 있네. 파나마 이렇게 있었구나. What are they having all those kids for anyways? They can't even advance their countries by themselves. 왜 그렇게 말하지 마. Guatemala. Did I miss Guatemala? Was Guatemala the highest then? 여기 있었구나. 그러니까. 그러네. So Guatemala, actually Central America. 그래 Central. 그러네. 와. Okay, I got it. Guatemala is central. 그렇지. Guatemala is central. 안 돼! Don't say mean things! 그다음에 혼두라스가 어디지? 개발도상국인 것 같아. 복지가 좋으면서 I wanna find a country that has a really, really good benefit of having kids. Ecuador. You guys don't see Asia. Only Asian country we saw so far was Philippines. 여태까지 본 아시아안 국가 중에 하나가 지금 필리핀밖에 안 나온 게 실화야? We did see Haiti. Haiti is Asia, no? 하이디가 어디야? West Bank, 그치. 그치. Middle East, 그치. Haiti is not Asia, sorry. West Bank은 또 어디야? 진짜 guys 어떡하니? Maybe I should start off with geography, guys. West Bank is also considered Asia? 진짜? 그러니까 원래 맞아. 하여튼 왜 애가 없는 거에 okay. We'll talk about that later. Most of Russia is Asia too. 그치. Wait, do you Middle East Asia라고 하긴 하더라. 야, cause you see soccer and you see those. 그치. Actually, India is just 2.03. Is actually surprising. I actually expected India to be higher than this. Bangladesh is 2.07. 그러니까 you can kind of see the highest is Africa, and then in between comes Middle East Asia. Then maybe you see one or two. Then you see South American, Central American countries in between, a mix, and then. And then you come way down to lower 1 point to something, and then maybe Indonesia is at 1.6, well, Vietnam is at 2.03. So, like in the ones you see like the East Asian countries. Where's Europe? I see France. 프랑스가 여기 있네. So even in Europe, it's not popular to have kids lately. 유럽이 어디 있어? Wow, Europe also is super low. Why are you guys not making babies though? Maybe. 아니야, it's okay, Jetty. I don't want to show you guys my stupidity. So US is at 1.84. Nepal is Nepal 말고 New Zealand is 1.85. So North Korea is above South Korea, 1.81. Mexico is at 1.79. 이렇게 이제 보이네. Now I see a couple of European countries, which is... So I'm seeing maybe the trend is we start off Africa, comes to Middle East Asian country, to South America, Central America, then a bit of the Southeast Asian countries, and then we see Europe, right? Iceland, 뭐 어디 갔냐? 콜롬비아는 저기고. Turkey, 뭐 France, 그러네. Iceland is actually 1.94. Sweden, I thought had good 뭐냐? Birth something 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 아닌가? Two point nine. 2.1 is below. 2.1, yeah. Yeah. So these these countries are problematic. Even North Korea is at 1.81. Oh, Maldives. Oh, guys, that was a good, place. They will shrink? 그치. So every country starting from 90 something, 여기 어디냐? 96, they are all going to start to die out. Well, I wonder if you know how they have kids, but if they don't report it to the government, then this thing will not be recorded, right? So I wonder what's the percentage of correctness this would be. Like, right? You guys know what I mean? Because I think somewhere I read that Korea doesn't treat one family household kids as kids. That sounds so weird. But really? 야, 어떡하냐? At least US was above. US가 어디였냐? US was above 2, right? But and there's definitely people like me who has transferred their status. So I am still like 100% Korean, but no. Like single mom doesn't count as having kids, is what I heard. Now I see. Wow, so Japan is now at 1.4. I heard Japan nowadays dropped down to really low. South. 야, Taiwan and South Korea 이거 어떡하니? 이거 어떡해? what to do? Hey, Taiwanese, work hard. 잠깐만. What happened, Taiwan? Korea's not last place, but Taiwan. 没关系，没关系嘛。Yo, what happened with Taiwan? So historically, they started off 1953 and it's been decreasing, though 1989 there was a steady time. And then again from 1999 all the way to 2007 it dropped. However, from 2008 to current it's been kind of increasing. So Taiwan is low because 30% of female want to get married? Yeah, let's look into Taiwanese marriage rate. 보자. Are you Taiwan? Are you guys like Korea? 没关系. Wait, but Taiwan has hot oppas. Taiwan 뭐냐 marriage rate. 뭐야 이거? Approximately 5.36 couples per 1,000. 뭔 소리야? What does this mean? What the heck does that mean, guys? Hey, spell importance right. Just kidding. Taipei Times. Is this biased news? Can I read this? 아 진짜 I hate news. 보자. 혜진님 안녕하세요. 뭐야 오늘도 아주 그냥 서윗하게 말씀하시니 감사합니다. Out of 1,000. 아 그렇지 500이구나. Sorry guys. This is 2021. Is there any recent news? Hey, who is Taiwanese in my chat? Anyone Taiwanese? 2019. I wanna do 2024. 2024년 거 없냐? Taiwan 2024. Gen Z perspective on marriage in Taiwan. 보자. 어떻게 되는지 보자. 아. There's actually people like that. But anyways, Taiwan has seen a big change in how people view marriage, especially among Gen Zs. As a member of this generation, So in 2019, Taiwan became the first country to legalize same-sex marriage? 타이완, 중국, 타이완이 동반 급락이라던데? 타이완, 한국 맞아. 그러니까 타이완은 만만치 않은데? 알겠어. 오. 真的吗? Is this true? 진짜? Guys, I'm learning I'm learning, Mandarin to visit Taiwan. 真的吗? Oh. Even though I could not vote. 그치 뭐 LGBTQ의 T. Actually, Korea is against LGBTQ plus right now, so they don't allow same-sex marriage in Korea. Hey, give me statistics. I don't need your. Okay. So economic realities we face will only worsen these tensions, with property prices soaring and job stability being uncertain. 그러네. So same thing with Korea is property price soaring. So Taiwan and Korea, I think the same way, guys. Right? Where we need lots of You know, like, we need a house. We need a good job to get married. That is the stereotypical Asian mindset of getting married. Isn't that sad? Versus America, we have love. If you and I love each other and we are ready to marry in the future, we can live happily ever after, like how Cinderella works. We can get married. But sometimes I think this is being a little too realistic because, you know, like, you don't really need a fancy house, but it sucks. It really sucks. Yeah. 그치. America lives happily ever after, but then with 총총총. Will South Korea recognize same-sex marriage if the couple gets married in a country that allows it? No. I don't think so. And even the views on same-sex marriage is pretty bad in Korea, so it kind of sucks. Property price times are from medieval? Wait, why? Taiwan and Japan. I think Taiwan, Japan, Korea, all three have same problem, to be honest. But I think it's just the Asian, like, East Asian mindset is pretty, right? 그래. 그러니까 Asian, you know, like, East Asian country mindset is shit. I'm East Asian heritage, and I think their mindset is shit. Sorry, you guys can add up my swear jar, but it's fucked up. Like, I talk to some girls, and I'm like, I hope you guys never get married. I feel bad for the guys. Like, holy shit. Sorry. They're like, okay, at least if the guy's not attractive, or no, they're like, we want a guy who's nice. But then in parentheses, they're like, but then they have to have money and house and, you know, like, everything. And I don't have to take care of in-law, like, give money in-law. Like, that's parentheses. But the big picture is I want a guy who's nice. It's messed up. It is unstable that many people see the traditional concept of marrying early and starting a family as less feasible and less attractive. 그래. 그렇지. Even same thing in Korea too. Some of my friends are focusing on their jobs and personal growth instead of thinking about marriage in the traditional sense. They think that having financial stability and feeling fulfilled personally are the most important things. Additionally, the rise of women's education and job opportunities has gradually freed them from traditional gender roles. With more women pursuing higher education and career, traditional gender roles are being challenged, leading to relationships based on equality and mutual respect. But here's the issue with this, is that even if, as a female, I will say this to all those bitchy girls out there, and this also goes to guys, but I don't even treat guys who have this shitty mindset, but to all those girls, if you want equality and mutual respect, date someone in the same pool. This is not true. They think that it's equality, but they strive for those who are better than them. That's the issue. They're like, okay, like, even if I make $2,000 a month, you know, if a guy makes $2,000 a month, we cannot get married. You don't have equality. What the fuck? You guys make the same money, you know? How do you know what pool you are in? You have to know your own spec. How much do you make? How much do you have? Do you have to care about your family? Are you okay looking? Did any girls tell you, are you good looking? If not, then you are just average. The problem with girls is they cannot identify whether or not what pool they are in. Plus, They think that because they are girls, they can get into a better pool. Right? Your fiance. 나가. 그치. Also, your pool is where you live, where you hang out, what you eat for lunch. If you have McDonald's every day versus if you go out to omakase every day, you know what pool you're in. Not dissing McDonald's. I love McDonald's. I love their McFlurry. I still love their McFlurry. So if your pool is Twitch, then find a girl who loves Twitch, right? I know, Jetty. That's why I hate this guy saying leading to relationship based on equality and mutual respect. Fuck that. Oh, sorry. This boss is having anger issues. So that's why we talked about hypergamy, right? The other day. 그치. Where they still don't want girls. Girls don't want equality. They think that they want equality, but they don't want equality. Speaking for myself too, I don't want equality anymore. I used to want equality. I think I still want equality. I hate it when Mia's always like, I can carry that for you. I'm like, hey, I have muscle. But nowadays I'm like, 그치. Right. But anyways, it's so messed up, guys. Just wanted to say this. It's just, like, no matter how much they yell out, you know, like freedom, equality, more feminism, more, then look for people, you know, like hypergamy가 난 너무 싫어. That's why I don't like it. But what can I say? People think I also got married to hypergamy. Well, I don't make much money. So it doesn't apply to me, guys. I'm poor, but so my husband makes. So that's why I cook. That's why I cook. Maybe I'm just the OG. I'm just traditional gender role. I'm still an OG, guys. Sorry, guys. But anyways, but 그래. But here, even this guy is saying whether to marry. Okay, when to marry, who to marry. You know, 이게 of course it's personal freedom. But 이런 막 who to marry는 뭐 anyways. So I view East Asian countries like, and some couple of like bitchy American people who are looking for those crazy like specs. They need a. Don't you just want to sometimes smack them in the face? Be like, because you always, something that you need to know when you're looking for a relationship is there's always going to be someone better than you. And I think that's what people are missing. I've heard so many. I mean, someone like me should deserve someone like ABC. Who are you? 누가 누군데 뭘 그런 식으로 말을 하냐? I disagree with that. I think modesty is the most important thing. So if anyone, even guys who say that, now I make something, then. But anyways, so moving on. So hey, but what about Taiwan? I wanted data, not your own personal thoughts. Let's see. What is this? This is 2005. So life sucks, guys. Life really sucks. Well, I guess the same-sex marriage is now like a big thing in Taiwan. Taiwan at glance. 이건 뭐야? What is this? I got some book D. I don't need to know about Taiwan. I want to know about your marriage. Oh, should we check Reddit post? Taiwan couples rush to get married on 520. What is 5? Oh, well, what the heck is this going on? Oh, that's cute. 5월 20일 날. What is this lady doing in the middle? I feel bad for her. Hi, I'm 31 female and now engaged to 32 male. We're going to Taiwan. I want to get married when we're there. 필요 없어요. I wanna do... So if you do same-sex marriage and you have a kid, does that count as a marriage? You know what I mean? 그게 count 되나? What is MSM? I see this in a dating YouTube and articles going over recent insecurities. A lot of people wonder if they should break up and get someone better when they're in a love committed relationship. Mainstream. 그치. That's true. Honestly, I think it was smart choice of Taiwan to do this then. But I wanna know about just marriage. 뭐냐? Is there not a good marriage-related news? So Taiwan is also being reluctant to marry. So in at least 2023, whoa! Only 135,571 people got married. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I don't know why gay is not a good word. 그치. You don't have to be married when having kids and have a healthy relationship. I agree. That 100% agree. But they're just not even wanting to have like a healthy relationship is the problem. 중국은 여자 조건이 남자가 여자 집안 그치. 중국은 좀 그렇지. 중국은 진짜 심하던데. 전 봤어요. 축하님 거 보셨나요? 축하님 그 영상 봤는데 그거 중국 여자들에서 offspring from same-sex couple. 근데 그치. Adoption should increase the thing. I agree. 이거 진짜 작다. So just February, they recorded 9,663 births. Wow, but 17,000 people dead. That's the 38th consecutive month. So it's been going on for 3 years. 3 곱하기 10. Right? The drop in birth numbers is attributed to local young adults reluctant to commit to marriage. 그치? I mean, you don't have to get married, but if you have kids, it's okay. That's what I wanted to say. I think in Korea, and maybe in a lot of East Asian countries, is that they might not register if you have a kid when you're not married. That's what I wanted to say. 근데 대만은 중국이 너무 커요. 아닌가? 일단 홍콩은 거의 뭐 중국화 됐다라는 썰이 많더라고요. 친구가 홍콩에 사는데 그 얘기 해가지고 그것만 안 되면 사실 대만도 정말 똑똑한 사람들이 많고 진짜 한국보다 앞질러 갈 수 있다고 생각이 돼요, 저는. Yeah. So the island's official statistics reveal that in 2013 to 2023, ratio of married women aged 25 to 29 had dropped 17%. 30대는 41%. So the marriage rate has increased to early 30s, right? But still the marriage rate has dropped to 41%. But 41 isn't that bad, right? It's not that bad. But... 그러네. So they also talk about the same thing in Korea. Salaries, 월급, housing prices, 집값, cost of raising children. 그치. They also worry about the financial impact of one of them quitting their job to focus on raising a child. Right? Thinking that their income not being enough to cover all their expenses. So sad. Whoa! Korea should do this. Korea only gives 100만 원. Shoot. How much is that? 1000, 일시 100, 1000, 1000, 만, 10만, 100만, 1000만. 100만밖에 안 준다. Yeah, Korea only gives $735. 미친 거 아니야? I mean, they give this when you're pregnant, and then they give you 1,471 when you get a baby. But this is not enough to cover expenses for doctor appointments and everything. What is this? 이거구나. Average age at first married. What is ODC? I don't want to download file. How much is 10,000? Account for any benefits given. So the pink seat on the bus, for example. 와, 근데 let me just tell you about the pink seat. 야, $7,000 in Singapore? ODC야? Mia, let's move to Singapore. They will give you 10,000 Singapore dollar if we get pregnant. Wait, maybe should I marry Singapore, Opar? 와, 7,600. But I cannot open ODS. Let's have like, wait, I cannot open both. Sorry. So, let's look into benefits. Let's find which country gives the most benefit for 뭐라고 해? 우리 얼마 준지 알아? 우리 임신하면 100만 원, 그 첫 만남 이용권이라고 200만 원 이렇게 줘요. 300 주거든? 근데 또 이거 지역마다 달라. 서울은 그래도 교통비 주거든요. 저 서울 아니라서 교통비도 안 줘. 양아치들. 70만 원 주는데. 그리고 죄다 비싸. 한국 개 비싸. Singapore is also definitely not cheap. 야야야야. 우리 돈 안 줘. We don't give me money, Korea. I don't know. Anyways. Child birth. 미국도 없을 것 같은데? Actually, I want to know about America birth benefit. 없을걸? 진짜 없어. There's nothing Korea gives. 강남 학원비 준다고? 안 줄걸? You get a tax break? That's it? 아 설마. Hey. It's America dream. There must be something benefit. 2,000 tax credit per child? Like 뭐야? That's it? $2,000 tax credit? No! 봐봐, you guys, look! HHS.government says government programs and benefits for your family. Hey! 뭔가 있을 거야. Guys, don't. US don't need baby? US baby 필요하잖아. Wait, but before we go on, can I just get like more water and some like things to nibble on? 잠깐만, I'll be back. 제발 don't clip this. I know you guys are going to. Can you guys clip this? Try it? 페퍼야. Do you have the ability to stop that thingy? Please save me. Please save me.助けて. Help me. Help me. Oh. 야 미안하다 야. 야야야야. Sorry man. 미안해. Just left her. I don't survive, man.
I think I consider myself thick.
Yeah, I always pick up prostitutes. What? I like to pick up prostitutes. 몸 파는 여자죠? 픽업. GTA.
You're talking about GTA?
But they make a joke.
I had no idea why you were talking. Why all of a sudden prostitute?
She looked worried for a bit. She's like, am I streaming with the right girl? Chat, I think she's trying to kill me, guys.
됐다.
I spilled. 날 봐. 지금 양쪽을 700까지 깎았거든요. 한 650인 것 같은데. I think this is it. Are you guys ready? I think this is it. I think this is it. Ah, fuck you. 아. 650이었나? I don't even know the screen size though. 잠깐만. Please put on your blinkers, honey. That did not go well. Okay, guys. I'm back. I got chicken. Kind of tastes like Kung Pao chicken, but it's chicken. I got so hungry, guys, from yelling so much. I got so hungry. 미안해. 아! So they have housing assistance. 뭐 있는데? 아예 없나? 아, really? 네, 이거는 헬스 인슈런스고. 이거 뭐야? Reasonable accommodation for pregnant workers. 뭔데? Anonymous, thank you for the gift sub. 네, 감사합니다. Thank you for contributing to my future plans of newborn baby. Cause this boss, when in the future, will have no income when I have my future baby. 뭐 없니? Do they really not have any benefits? Giving birth in the US. 아, 여기구나. 진짜 없어? Really nothing? Other than tax? I love how, by the way, they wrote, yeah, citizenship benefits. You get a US passport. 레전드 아니야? 미친놈 아니야? 미국에 진짜 주는 게 없어. 회사 직원이 자녀 지원금 받는데 그걸로 애들 학원도 못. 와, 그치. 요즘 비싸. 뭐야? 왜? say? This person said in the US. Oh, typically nothing. 돈 없어야 돼? Is this one of those birth tourism companies? What is birth tourism company? 아, 진짜? What does Canada have? What is some Canada benefits? Benefits of giving birth in US. Your child becomes a US citizen by birth. 뭐 어쩌라고? 아 뭐야 이거? When your child becomes a US citizen, you as a parent will have the opportunity to become a US citizen as well. Woo. When your child turns 21, she can give you a green card. That is the best benefits ever. Hey, that's a good benefit, but yeah. She can get free education in the USA and get scholarship from many universities as she is not a foreign student. We get free education. You can enroll in any school and university without taking any exam or without much. Is this the free education you got? Much effort. We have the foreign student placement system. She can attend schools at which only the students with a foreign passport study. 레전드인데? That's it. 뭐야? So what's the benefit? I'm okay too, of course, yeah. 미국 그 시민권이 워낙 인기가 있으니까. 저도 시민권자잖아요. 좋아. 일단 미국을 들락날락하기가 쉬우니까 시민권 있으면. 진짜 없네? Really nothing. Yeah, guys. Also, I heard my brother's cost for birth. 미쳤어. Well, not my brother's birth, but my brother's child. So my nephews. $10,000. $12,000이었나? Luckily, he had insurance because from his work. 미국에서 애 낳는데 12,000불 실화야? In Korea, you give birth, it's $300. That's so messed up, guys. Before. 근데 she did have to be hospitalized for a bit. 근데 that's cheap? 한국, you know how much Korea cost? Less than $1,000. 아, 그치. So New York cost a lot? Does America have no benefits? 아 여기 있네. birth tourism 이거구나. A big problem is insurance cost. It inflates a lot of places. Hey, Mr. President. 뭐 줘. Give me something. 아, 뭐 근데 if you give money in US for birth, we'll be in huge debt. We are already in huge debt. 야. 미쳤다. How much is it? 그러니까. You can become Gona with your child's help. I'm already Gona. I don't need my child to be Gona to give me Gona. F that. I already went through that long process to become Gona, man. 맞아, 미국 시민권이 사기긴 해. That's why people don't want C-section. C-section, you are mandatory to be hospitalized at least for 2-3 days. Because you can't even eat right after C-section. So that's extra cost. So that's why you want to do natural birth if you can. I guess in English they call it vaginal delivery. 아, 너무 비싸다. 아, for insurance? 그치. 야. Or you can give birth in Korea and fly back to US and give the kid American citizenship. That might be cheaper. 나가줘서 그러겠어. So America, it definitely depends on region and depends on the complexity of the pregnancy, the delivery. But I guess we're thinking minimum 10,000 then. Or it can go from couple hundreds, not even the lower couple hundreds, to like couple thousands. You know, actually, you know what business is really good? In US to start on is the post 뭐냐? 한우조리. What is this in English? A postpartum care center. You gotta do that in US. That will make you a lot of money. Cause in US you don't really have a good postpartum care system going on compared to Korea. And the this care center, you're starting from $2,000, $3,000 per 2 weeks, and some of them go up to like $10,000. This is Korean won, right? If we were to transfer that into US, you can literally be yoinking these females' money. Swear to God, 진짜. That's actually a future business that I want to do in the US. Is 진짜 postpartum care center. 맞아. Yeah. So actually, they already have it in like California, but I was like, Mia, we should do that. It's really good. So, you know, when I go back to US, I'm thinking of doing that as a business. Who wants to 투자할래? 누가 투자할래요? Who wants to do some investment? Cause if we make, you know, like Korean post, 와 진짜 내가 놀랬던 게, sorry. Some of these areas are like stunning, you know. So these are like normal. This is how a normal care center looks like, guys. It's just literally a hotel. You know, they have fancy lightings. It looks super nice. They have a Care Bear thingy. Some of the really fancy places, these are like $10,000. Looks like this. 미쳤어. It's just crazy. And you're just in this room for 2 weeks. And you can sleep and do everything. And they'll just call you when the baby needs to be fed. Or if you just want to give the powder 분유, then you can just say, no, just give her the powder and I'm just gonna sleep. 그냥 그러게, just done. So it's so stunning good. Like, even I think this is like a cheaper version. It just looks like a hotel. Doesn't it? Wow, now you... Okay, future Jinris, and they feed you breakfast, lunch, dinner, like Korean style. And some of them also have like the 안마의자, the 뭐냐. They have care, like different care services. They do yoga. 그런. So if I do this in big cities like Chicago, New York, 뭐 LA, 이거 easy money making. 그러니까, and not just for the wealthy. If this goes on social media, then your wife will be like, husbando, I just gave birth to you, right? I just gave birth, not to you. I just gave birth to the baby. I deserve relaxation. What is this? 그래. 보람 is Korean. 그치. Yeah, they always fight. So. 보람 nam is Korean. Her husband. Yeah, in New York. 그치. Yeah, it's literally almost like a couple of that. So I checked the Korean one. It's really expensive. I was going to pay $5,000 for 2 weeks. Mia said, wake up, Jinri. Hi! What? He said, Jinri, if you make that much money, it's okay. But I said, 돈이 최고야, 여러분. Oh, good. Right? This is easy money making thing, guys. 그래, 이렇게 딱 하는 거야. 애비랑 뭐 이렇게 파트너 딱 맺어가지고. Oh, it's free? Parents stay there. But the best thing about this though is there's people taking care of the baby. I like that idea too. They need a hotel, but I guess you're forced to stay in the hospital hotel. 교육에도 있고. I don't think they have it in Chicago. We should start this in Chicago. 그래, you relax there. Meet other moms. 뭐야? 와! Oh, they call it the 4th trimester? That's funny. How much is it? Oh, it's in Chicago! Damn it. San Francisco? Do they have it in San Francisco? Can you check? 근데 it's really worth your money. Oh, really? What is that reality show? That's so funny. 얼마야? 너무 비싸다. 와. That's so messed up. That's so expensive, guys. Who would pay? 근데 you get 3 meals. 이거 얼마야? 7배박. 85. 와, 67이야? 그치? 야야야야야. Rates also will increase if you want to do massage. 야. Oh no, it's too long. You think, right, son? You think they will? It's too pricey and they will not pay? You'd be surprised. There's lots of crazy moms that will be willing, because if there will be a rumor saying you can lose weight back to how much you have gained during pregnancy, that's what these companies need to do, is that you can go back to your like single body figure after going through this postpartum Hair center. You do marketing like that? It's $6,000 so that I can get back in shape. Easy money. That's marketing. I guess they get sued, but I would, you know, you gotta like kind of switch it so that you don't get sued. But it's 200. You guys know, if you ever do business, do you know who to target? Women. Especially like women in their 30s. They will be willing to spend money. You guys will be surprised. You know why luxury bags are still popular? Even if they are poor, they will be spending $3,000-$4,000 on luxury bags. This. They will do it. You'd be surprised. Why marriage is expensive? They would be surprised. I think applying for this is cheaper than getting divorced. And here's the thing. You get to sleep if you go to these thing. You guys think it's just a hotel, but if you have a kid, you cannot get any sleep at nighttime. That's not just the women, but that's also men, because they will be crying to feed you. When you go here, you're separated from your wife for 2-3 days. And that's where husbands are happy. Husbands will make debt to pay for this. You'd be surprised. All of you guys saying, oh, it's so expensive, it's because you guys did not hear about like what it feels to raise a baby when they just got born. These type of things, they will allow you to sleep and care for the baby without me having to pull an all-nighter. You're basically pulling all-nighter plus working all day. So imagine, right? Imagine you're able to be away from your wife and the baby. And your wife, you think she'll be like in a nice, happy mode? No, depression is for real. You get to be away from her for 6 nights. That's the best thing. You'd be thanking this hotel. I mean, you still have to go. I mean, some husbands sleep with the wife, but some wife don't want to sleep with the husband and say, just go home. Then husband is happy playing game all night. This is the only time I can play game. This is the only time I can enjoy this happiness, right? So. And if you guys don't get sleep, then wife is anxious and very annoyed, and her anger level is here along with you guys. Okay. It's not a bad business model. I think the prices are reasonable. So, if I had the money, I would go. Okay. Alright, I'm still eating and it's really hard to eat and talk. Yeah, that's also good too. Ah, I got so hungry for some reason. 맛있다. But Leia, they might not want to stay with you. Why do you not think about that? They might be like, oh, stay away. You wanting IU and Sana is mean. I just talked about girls wanting hypergamy and you doing that? Huh? 안 돼. Go reach for your own pool. Don't reach for pools that are higher. 어쩔 수 없어. Life is like that. T. Boss is T. Only talk about reality. But anyways. I got really hungry. 파이팅, 레야. 진짜 if you marry Sana and or IU, I'll give you 와 진짜 I'll give you a huge thumbs up. No need to stay to work straight after. My sister and husband both stayed home for like first 3 weeks before husband went back to work. And yeah. So it's like right now, my sister-in-law, has a baby. But if she cannot sleep, my mom goes over and take care of the baby while she goes to sleep. Guys, sleep is actually a really big part of of having a baby. You guys can't sleep. You'll be caffeinated. I heard like half of your blood is made by caffeine. Because you cannot sleep. There's no sleep time. You need to get some help, right? Oh. Ah, really? How often though? I couldn't. Like time is gold. So anyways. I wanna know. Sorry, I wanna finish eating before I read more of this. And I forgot my water. 잠깐만. I'm back. I finished eating. Oh, sorry. I got really hungry. This is what happens when you get old. You start being super hungry. So let's look for countries that have some good benefits. Sorry. Shopping for parental benefits. 어디 있더라? So the first thing is 5 countries where the government pays you money after giving birth. Benefits as in giving money. So in Korea, when you are pregnant, you get $1,000, like $700. And then when you have a child, you get $1,400. Hunger just happens randomly after being busy. Oh my god. I used too much of my brain power today. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Cause just during pregnancy, at least in Korea, since I've gone through pregnancy in Korea, the average cost of doing the basic examination is 1,400 won이거든? How much is that? 1,400. Just give me a second. I read a post. 일시, 백, 천만, 10만. 이거다. So it's around $1,000 just for the checkups in Korea. But if you're only getting $700, then you still have to pay. Yes, definitely go eat. Definitely go eat. So China actually gives you money. People could only have one child for 37 years in China, but that number has now been increased to... So they give up to $510 per month for a child born after September 1st, 2021. Per month? Oh, did you guys hear a funny random side story about China? Is they have a little issue. You know how, as they say it used to be one child restriction, and now, and during the one child restriction, obviously because it's an East Asian country, they wanted a man, you know. So now, because of this, what happened as a result was that there's more men than females, right? Than women. So now, guess who has the advantage in marriage? So if a man wants to marry a Chinese woman, what do they have to provide? Literally everything. So China actually is in the worst situation. So I think a lot of Chinese people are going for more of like marrying abroad, like marrying a foreign girl, because it's kind of shocking what they want, what women's want. They want not only a house, money, car, but they also want money to provide for the women's family. So right now, China is not in a good situation. So, you know, it's kind of butterfly effect, right? We call this. Where they wanted for 37 years, guys. 37 years for one child only. And obviously, if they had a female, they would say no to the female and go with the male. So now they have to catch up to an even number. It'll take them almost 37 years. Don't you guys think so? Or more. For it to kind of even out and have men, or have like equal power among female and men in China. But as for right now, China is in a really bad situation in terms of marriage. Okay, so this is Finland. I think we have some viewers from Finland, but applying for maternity grant in Finland requires you that you have been pregnant for at least 5 months. 그치. So then you get 170 euro. So you can get it as a cash payment or as a part of a package that includes baby clothes and supplies. 170 euro? How much is 170 euro? Guys, how much is 170? Oh, it's like only 100? Only $200? 300? Well, only 180? So maybe Finland isn't that desperate in marriage. I mean, they also talked about the hotel system, right? That's free, so maybe there's other things. Ah, so people would pick the package? Ah, baby clothes and child supplies. Oh, really? 다음에 Estonia. Families in Estonia are rewarded for having more kids. Amount of money a family receives increase with its size. So when a child is born, parents receive a one-time payment of 320 euros. Oh, 맞아. In Korea, we have this too. It's called 첫 만남, like first time meeting thing. It comes in a cardboard box. Oh, really? How much is 300 euro? It should be maybe like $330 USD. Right? 330 to 340. And then the allowance for triplets is 1,000 euros. With no additional fees. An increase in birth rate is fueled by other incentives such as year-long paid maternity leave. So Estonia must have really good maternity leave. Now, Japan fertility rate has reached its highest level in 21 years because it started paying people to have children. So locations with the highest gains were those where similar monetary rewards for having children were in place. So one parents are given $900 for the first kid. 뭐야? But by their fourth child, they can receive a large payment up to 1 million yen, which is almost $9,000. Wash. So you want to have 4 kids. 와, 미쳤다. But even this is not enough to raise 4 kids, guys. Australia, if a baby or child comes into your care in Australia, you might qualify for the newborn upfront payment and newborn supply. But you have to meet the criteria, so it's not for everyone. So if your child was born or adopted, you become eligible for the baby bonus during this period where you can receive either $5,000 or $3,000. Oh. That's actually really good though. Oh, Singapore has good maternity leave. Paternity leave. So, actually, in Korea, for the maternity leave, the problem is that you can go on maternity leave, but the problem is they will give you the stinky eye, being like, wow, you're leaving? 5 kids? Wow, 5 kids, that's crazy. So, unless you are in a big company like Samsung or SK Hynix, SK etc. Or 어디냐? There's other companies. Well, anyways, etc. In a smaller company, I think it's really hard to do maternity or paternity leave because Korea works I think understaffed a lot in most cases. So to lose a person through maternity or paternity, they kind of don't like that. So So, country with the longest maternity leave. This is by weeks. Norway is 54 weeks? That's almost 1 year, guys. UK is 39, India 26, New Zealand 26, Italy, France is 16. See, wow, I'm surprised India is 26 though. Japan is 14. South Korea is 12, not bad. Singapore 12. What a 12 weeks? Well, like I said, this probably occurs in the big company, right? Where's US? USA 어딨냐? Over 1 year. More than. 와, 그러니까. It's enough to have food, good home, and clothes. Do you really need anything else? Wait, for what? For what? Can you get paid maternity in US? Norway has a strong union that fought for this. 그러니까 US 없는데? What about paternity leave? Wow, look at how short paternity leaves are. That's so sad. Wow, Italy, Poland, Singapore, Spain, and Netherlands also offer 100% paid for the full duration of paternity leave. Sweden, Denmark, Australia offer a smaller percentage though. Wow, 12 weeks? 12 weeks이면 뭐야, 3 months? months 정도? Approximately. 얘는 뭐야? 1.8 정도냐? Mostly it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks is so short though. Your job offer is 12 weeks for both mother and father. Wow, that's really good. Oh, nice to hear. Subarashi. Wow, 1.5 years of paid maternity. Did she work in a big company though? Gosh, I don't like this long podcast. Whoa, that's really good. So I guess Estonia is like the best country to go. 그러네. Poland is 20 weeks of paid. 20 weeks! Then here's just a really side question. Do you think the government should be creating a law related to maternity and paternity leave, making it mandatory for it? Because right now, Korea made it mandatory for this to happen. 잠깐만, 잠깐만. I go bathroom. Oh, you guys think of my question and write it down while I go bathroom. 잠깐만. Oh, shit. Oh my gosh. 아니 왜냐면 she didn't put blinkers and no one keeps. Oh, that's 장애인 자리. 장애인. Okay. I did go. I ran over. 아니 그 턱 있잖아, 우리 턱 위에 지나갔었어. Shoot, that's in the sun. trying to park somewhere. It's not about this tree. Guys, this is where I took my physics exam and got a C. Are you guys excited to see where I got C? 그래서 I took my freaking physics exam and I got a C on it, guys. 사람들도 안 봐요. 오, what is this? Oh, my cam. Oh. I was genuinely larging. People large 그지? 비율 조작이라고? 사실은 제가 엄청 살쪘어요. 와! 피포 와이드! 아이. 해.
Yokem's definition is I do cuckoo kaka or kiki cuckoo ki kukika, then you guys all go crazy. 근데 그게 아니야. That's
Okay,
not the
I'm
case.
back. US law only covers unpaid leave? 아, unpaid leave? 그러니까, do you think you should have paid? First kid was at college, second kid was at some small... Hi guys! Yeah, I'm back! Oh, hi, Moo Cow Sauce! Thank you for the raid! Thank you, 감사합니다. Welcome, welcome! Hi everyone! How was your stream? Get a shout out! Wow, welcome raiders. Hello. Today we're talking about the birth rate. My stream is we get to learn about something new every day. And then we play games. So today is birth rate and why people are not wanting to have kids. And if you stayed with me, I think a lot of people will choose not to have kids, right? Would you guys think so? How many of you guys, after like kind of going through this a little bit, want to have kids? Anyone want to have kids? Oh, you went over K-pop. How was that? How many parents use that baby money for themselves, like brand stuff, and use salary for baby? I might be on this myself, but I would use baby money for the baby, and if I have no job salary for anything else. Yeah, actually, that's a very bad situation for Rise. Ah, yeah, we heard about that too. Ah, so you're a K-pop YouTuber, a streamer. Hi. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean. That's a lot. That's a long talk there. But thank you for the raid. Thank you. 감사합니다. Second kid, she had only 1 year. It doesn't matter. My company offers employment opportunities for the child. My company offers employment opportunity for the child. Your company offers employment opportunity for the child. What does your child do at your company then? Hi raiders! Welcome in, welcome in. 그러게, isn't that child labor? 뭐야 그게? 그러게, what does the child do though? 그러니까 that's sus. Doesn't that have sauce? So do you think people should be paid? Do you think maternity leave should be paid or unpaid? 아, 그건 어렵다. I think it should be unpaid, but the company pays her money. 이것도 애매한가? Or should it be paid? What do you guys think? For a maternity leave, would you want to pay? Okay, so like in a company standpoint, I wouldn't want to pay because I mean it was her wanting to have a child, right? 그러니까 as a company standpoint, I would be like, but we will guarantee her 100% back to company. Or You give her paid maternity leave. Now, how long will you give her paid maternity leave? Actually, hiring a worker is really expensive. Oh, really? Oh, New York has something like that. It's part of employee benefits and being a good corporate citizen. 그러니까, but it shouldn't be mandatory. Something that I realize is that some people doesn't appreciate it though. Like, if you're getting paid maternity leave, I feel like you should really appreciate the company and work your ass off of it. But I feel like that doesn't really... But people don't really acknowledge it and kind of want it as a mandatory thing. Saying, company must give me, must give me. 이러면 안 되지. So, in a sense, I would be... Western thinking is company... Oh, really? 그니까. Social cohesion between... 그니까, like, you hear MZs always complaining how they don't have a life because they work 9 to 6. Like, should we be hearing that? Of course, it's just like 1 out of millions of people working. But if there are memes like that already, it's kind of stating a fact that, they're not putting value into company work, right? Like, they're not appreciating the company for hiring them. And that was a big attitude that I saw when I went into an internship. Because I told you guys, right? I worked at a company, so I know I would have to dedicate my life to this company to get a job. But so many interns just always wasted, always wandering off, always doing some random stuff. And then complaining, this company doesn't do anything for me. It's like, why would they do things for you? People are lining up to, be wanting to be in a company, so. That's true. Layoffs also happen too often. You work 7 to 7? Wow, 7 to 7? That's where I think what Visa bot is saying the social cohesion between company and employee is messed up. 뭐야, 꺼내? Oh my god, Mook, how do you play Lost Ark? 미쳤다. You and I are meant to be. Me too. I used to. I'm sorry. I saw that emoji. I'm like, what the? That's so cute. Did you make that emoji? 미쳤네. That's so cute. 그래. 7K. Anyways. I guess if you view pregnancy as a elective surgery. What is an elective surgery? What is elective surgery though? I think especially the first 3 months after opening. 그래, 그러니까 when I feel like people view company as just one source of money. I guess 뭐라 해야 되지? Like how do you explain this? Like they don't value their work as much as they should be and appreciating, their work. Like, even if the company itself is saying, you're worth nothing, but at least you're somehow contributing to the company, right? Your contribution actually helped you help the company purchase more toilet papers because you made a good income. You know, like you can always think of it in a positive way. So I think those type of mindsets are missing from a lot of people lately. Don't you guys? But do you guys think pregnancy, like getting pregnant, having baby, is mandatory? Hey, and if you guys say it's mandatory, how many of you guys are married? 야, 이 손 들어. Hey, how many of you guys are married? How many of you guys? 너네 결혼도 안 했으면서 무슨 mandatory고 아니고 나발이고 이놈 시키야! 이렇게! 근데 if you have a wife, let's say if you have a wife, how many people want to 진짜? Mark, no pregnancy? No, how many of you guys want to have baby if you say you guys have a wife? 그치? 오케이. 3 or 10? Wow. Four? How old are you guys? Are you guys right 30 중반? Middle 30? Yeah, you guys have to work fast. In Korea, the age of 30 age 황혼이라고 하거든. 황혼이라는 단어 아세요? 혹시? Do you guys know the word 황혼? 황혼 means like you are past the marriage age. Like the maximum marriage age in Korea. 야야야 황혼이래 그게. 나 처음 배웠거든요. 황혼. And it's called 황혼. Maybe there's some Chinese character for 황, but 혼 means marriage. So maximum marriage age that a lot of the marriage companies, like marriage matchmaking companies, set is women is 35 and men is 38. So if you are beyond that age, you are now considered you are past the maximum age and you have to pay extra. So if you were to pay like $1,000 like per three matches, if you are past that age, you would be paying like 1,500. Cause no one really wants you. 그러니까 any 아줌마s over 35 or any 아저씨s, so any guys over 38, you guys are past the maximum average marriage age that the opposite sex wants. So if any of you guys are 38 or beyond, work harder. 화이팅! I send the 35 plus to you guys. Oh, okay. So actually a lot of girls, even a lot of doctors know that biologically your body when you hit 30 is in an age called 노산. No is old. San is birth. So you're giving old birth when you're at 30. And past 35, you get a huge increase of, I already told you guys about this, right? Of having a higher chance of getting do I say the word defect? Defect가 아니라 a child that might have one of the syndromes, right? So even if women are in denial, not miscarriage. Miscarriage happens all ages. but the chances of having like the Down syndromes, Mo syndrome, something syndrome. So 기영아, I just know this in Korea, but this disabled child, the chances of having a child that has some type of disability, autism, I don't know if they include autism there, but so because increased risk of complications, thank you. So what that means is that the DNA, the child DNA will have some type of defect, and the chances of having some type of defect when you hit the age 35 increases a lot. Even if I say increases, it doesn't mean 100% you're gonna get it, but the chances are going to be that high. So yeah. But miscarriage, so yeah. So IVF, they try to pick the best out of best. But even if it's best out of best, they still have a... It doesn't mean 100% the child's gonna be like healthy and perfect, but that's why I think a lot of people still do want to pick IVF. That was actually also one of my consideration. But because I'm not at age 35, I haven't gone there yet. But a lot of people, if they hit age 35 and they try to do natural pregnancy for at least 3 or 4 months, they just move straight on to IVF, at least in Korea. Yeah, locally in Korea, they support IVF for those who above 35, so... Yeah, IVF is kind of sus. I do agree. But it's really cool. I think the methodology is cool. And actually, IVF is worse to females. Like, females take in IVF worse than natural birth. Because you would have to be sticking a needle into your belly every day at the same period. And you're sticking in this hormone. You know how scary women hormone is? It makes you angry. That's literally what it feels like. So you know how you have that cycle, the cycle of just the period, the women's cycle. It start off, you know, like we're happy, and then she gets into those like sexy sexual mode where she's like, I wanna fuck you, right? And then she gets into this like, I am about to kill you. If you breathe, you will be getting stabbed by me in 30 seconds. That's like that moment. That's when you get a rush of female hormones in your body, because it's getting ready to clean out your, you know, your like your thing area, right? So it's scary. It's really scary. So yeah, so even there's a joke on TikTok where they say, you know how to recognize when a girl is going on her period? Don't check the date. Just see if she wants to kill me or not, right? Kind of get it, but... Your partner is always angry? Oh, that's a different story. Then you must be doing something wrong. IVF costs, yeah, IVF does cost a lot, but it does kind of guarantee somewhat of a safety vibe, feeling, and a lot of people succeed better doing IVF. Even my friend did IVF. Like, she tried to do natural pregnancy for 1 year, and she didn't get pregnant, but she tried IVF the first month and she got pregnant right away. So she was very lucky. She saved a lot of money too, right? So it's testosterone? Ah, okay. I didn't know, but something makes me angry. So one of the two, one of the feeling gets me angry. Oh, that's okay. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, of course. That's why I think that's where I want to say age, because dude. When your 자궁이 뭐지? What is my 자궁 in English? 아, 이게 내가 진짜 I learned this in English. Why am I thinking uterus right now? Oh, it was uterus! Okay, so when your uterus, when you realize your uterus is... So you can get the age of your uterus. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. It was really cool. So even if my age, let's say I'm 30, it doesn't guarantee my uterus's age is 30. This thing works on its own. Of course, you can somehow keep it clean and shiny and steady and maybe go young or go old. But your uterus age really depends on how well the sperm sticks well to the uterus. That's how pregnancy works, guys, right? It's not just you squirt in your little babies into my uterus and that's how it's like naturally pregnant. That's the stupidest thing. And let me just tell you this. I've heard that from a girl. They're like, oh, wait, I don't get pregnant when a guy squirts into my body. Well, she didn't use the word squirts, but you know what I mean. I'm like, excuse me, girl. You gotta learn your... 뭐냐? 뭐야, 이거? You gotta relearn your thing, man. It doesn't work like that. So, for people who don't know it, there is... The reason why girl has... How should I show you guys? I did my studies too, because to be honest, I was thinking the same thing. As long as the guy squirts in the sperm and gets to my uterus and reaches the fallopian eggs or whatever that thingamabob is, a fallopian tube and reaches the egg, I am pregnant. That was actually my thought. So I don't blame these girls, but you start out, there is a day where I told you guys, right? I don't need to tell you guys, but I like to put this as a raid. If you guys ever played Lost Ark or World of Warcraft, you know how there's raids and there's stages. Like there's different stages in a raid. There's 2 stages in the pregnancy raid, and you can only try it once a month. That's how you can view it as. So, so you don't know what type of thing this boss is going to use, what type of skills he's going to use, and you are basically headbutting into this raid, and you have no clue what's going to go on, how it's going to go on, and you have only 1 chance per month. That's how hard pregnancy is, guys. So I actually teach my friends, telling them, you're gonna wait 2 years to enjoy your like newlywed thing and then get a baby? Yeah, okay, no. That's when you say you're wasting time and that you're gonna try after maybe like 3 months after getting married. So 아니에요, 딱 하루가 있어요. 그 하루예요. It's not 5 days. It's 1 day. Because it opens in 1 day. Well, how I know it is 그게 있어. There is a 배란 테스트기라는 게 있거든요. I'm only doing this because Mark is going to get married soon, so you have to know it for your future 와이프. Okay? Yeah! 아, 그치. 그러니까 그 5 days is the days that it's getting ready for the raid. 이렇게 생각하면 돼. 이렇게 딱 이렇게 있어. 배란 날이라고 이거. This is 배란 날. What is 배란 날 in English? 배란 일이구나. 미안해. This is the ovulation day, okay? There is 1 ovulation day. It's not ovulation. 근데, but like what Mark said, because a sperm can like survive for 2 to 3 days, 그치? So, for example, on a calendar, if you have any of these calendars, there's always this like pink line. Always check the female calendar and if anyone is trying to get married, have kids, make your waifu check her period date. Ovulation happens after female is pregnant. 그러니까 so in a calendar가 있잖아. So there's calendar, right? What is today's calendar? Today. Are we in August? What are we in? October. 아이씨. 봐봐. Let's say my period date usually happens either in the earlier or the later, but it varies among people. So usually my period happens on the 28th, okay? So when I say my period starts, that's when blood rushes into my body and you are the most angriest bitch ever. Usually average period lasts around 3 to 5 days if you have a normal circulation, but if you have an irregular period, it can go up to 20 days. And it's very abnormal, so you should go to see the doctor. Dude, I should be a gynecologist, guys. But I just did my basic studies. Yeah, I had it lasting for 20 days. But it wasn't like blood for 20 days. It's like blood plus like brown blood. You don't want to know the details. It just gets so disgusting. And you get so angry too. But anyways. So how you measure normally, if you have a very steady period, what I mean by period is your period date is always the same. I think it's like 20 some days you're supposed to have your period. So every month, every 28th, 27, 28, 29, you have your period. That means that you have a normal cycle and that you have a very good body to get pregnant. Now, there are some people like me who don't have that, and we have it maybe we'll have it on the 28th, and then we'll have one on like December 3rd. Then it's bad. So anything that goes past 40 days of between 28 to 40, that means that you have an irregular period. But normally, when you have a regular period, it's on almost the same date. Like, same different amount of date. So for those people, it's really easy to calculate their ovulation date. Ah, yeah. So to keep that steady, the best way is to take a prescription pill. And a lot of the doctors recommend to take the birth control pill because they really help you control your period. So a birth control pill, I don't know if you guys actually seen one. There's like 20 some pills, right? And if you finish taking it, the next day you naturally have your period. It's really scary. Like, your body is trained to saying that, oh, you're not taking your pills today. Oh, you're getting your period. It really happens. It does mess with your hormones a bit, but it also helps you control your hormones at the same time. So for me, they say that I didn't have enough female hormones in my body. So by taking birth control pills, that's how it helped me out into keeping my period steady. Yeah, cause you know how many different pills I had to go through? And these birth control pills are so bad because you have to take it every day, and if you miss a day, it might screw up your thing. So I have too many testosterones, guys. 진짜. But anyways, so check with your partner if she has a normal steady cycle. Very important, especially if you want to have a baby in the future. So for me, what I had to do was I took inositol. Yeah, 진짜, I did so many studies, but I had to take that because that somehow there was a study. It's kind of like a vitamin where it really helps you control your period, not only control your period as in like make the cycle like very steady, but also helps you get pregnant. I have no clue if that's true, but apparently that's a thing. So and it's actually not as well known in US, but it's more well known in Korea. So if you ever check the Ajumma's like data, you know, they're always, you know, like, oh, that's true, that's true. Always check with your doctor. I'm not an actual doctor. I'm a fake doctor, guys. I just have a lot of doctor friends. And I just did my own study because, you know, I'm trying to get pregnant too. So anyways, 28, let's say, is your period date, at least for October, right? So normally, it's 2 weeks before. This would be your ovulation day. Okay? Now, if 14 is your ovulation day, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have from 10 to 14 to get ready, you know? When what that means is this is the start of when your egg is going to be like, I am ready to open up the door to go through the raid. That's literally what it means, right? This is like the day that you're going to meet the princess. The egg, princess egg, right? And that's when the door is being opened, right? The castle door is being opened on the 10th. So what you and your partner should be doing, now this is not 100% true, there's different studies related to it, and this is kind of, it really depends on the guy. You think it really depends on the girl? The girl does nothing. We just sit down and wait for the guy to squirt your sperm inside you. This is where the guy has to be very healthy. And what I mean by healthy is that they need energy. You think, oh my god, I'm gonna have sex for 5 days, that's the happiest moment. Rethink it, guys. It's for some people, especially coming after work, it's not that easy. So what a lot of people recommend doing is there's 2 different methods. We call it 111. This is all Korean term. 222. 111 means starting from either the 10th or you like get it ready, because some people say that if you haven't had checks and then you have checks right away, that amount of sperm is not healthy, right? So you gotta prepare. So usually starting from 8th or 9th is depending on how healthy the guy is, you have it every single day. Every single time you have checks. And then 222, then you kind of get what 222 is, right? So if you do it on the, and then 222 really depends because you must do it on the 14th. Like 14th is the mandatory date, right? So you got to count the other way. So if you're doing it on the 14th, we got to do it on the 12th. We got to do it on the 10th. We got to do it on the 8th. So you got to do it on the healthiest day. And then to be safe, because especially someone like me who doesn't have a steady cycle, we would maybe do it on the 15th and then maybe do it on the 13th because we're not sure of the ovulation date. So you're sitting here, a guy is sitting here getting prepared to have checks almost every day for a week. Literally with no feelings. So that's a little fun story about how to get pregnant. And I guess it's also another way of saying how to avoid getting pregnant, especially if you have like a partner. But it really varies on people. Like some people say that after she finished her period, let's say she finished her period on the 5th and then she had sex the other day, that sperm apparently lasted like 2, 4, 6, 8 days and then she got pregnant. So that's literally what they say about like having checks and everything, but it's harder than a lot of people think. So I actually give this education to a lot of friends who are preparing to get pregnant. It's a lot of work, and other things that like Mia and I are trying is, like I said, no alcohol for me. Like as you guys know, I was a heavy alcoholic like human being. We would a lot of the times have alcohol parties on stream, but like no alcohol, you know, like we would be eating a lot of food that is good for any like testosterone, any like thingamabobbies, you know, sperm making. So we have a bag of almonds. Apparently, almond is good for guys. So I gave him like a box of almond. Like, Mia, you're eating this every day. So I make him eat like I make him eat every day. And I have other things. That I always prepare. And for those who are really trying to get pregnant, one of the things that I also recommend is using a ovulation kit. They also have an ovulation kit which helps you identify which date your ovulation is. However, this also varies on whether or not you have a normal cycle. So what the ovulation kit is pretty interesting. So it looks like a pregnancy test, right? But one line is the control line. It's very thick. And you always get 2 line, okay? You always get 2 line, but if you are not near the ovulation like season, season area, this area, like what I meant by 10 to 14, your line literally looks like this. You can barely see it, right? But once you have reached maybe like the 10th, your ovulation kit will start to look like something like this. You know, it gets thicker and thicker, and then it gets to a point where it's like as close to it as the control line, and then it drops. It actually drops to like lighter than this. That's saying that that's when the ovulation date is. So there's always different tools to check out, because going to the doctors is pretty expensive. So there's different kits out there to help you in it, but it's really hard, guys. So Snack, do you have a baby? You think so? This is what I find funny. I used to be thinking like Snack, being like, who believes in that shit, you know, like who believes in that blah blah blah, right? I see why people go give prayers to have a baby. It's really hard. And so you want to try everything that you can to get a baby. So it's really hard. It's really hard and it's really stressful. And you think, just don't get stressed. It's just part of time. As long as time goes, it'll work. Don't ever say that to anyone who's trying to get pregnant. That is the worst thing. That's literally telling how, you have a small pee-pee. That's how bad it is to people who are trying to have a baby. So don't ever say that. That is the rudest thing. Because I actually had so many people tell me that, Jinri, just don't get stressed about. So I'm waiting for those people who wants to get pregnant later on. I'm waiting for that moment. I'm gonna say the same thing to them. I'm gonna say the same thing, be like, why are you stressing out? Because they're trying hard. Like, you cannot judge someone for the effort that they're trying. So anyways, this is basic 101 lesson about getting pregnant, and this is why it's really hard. You get one chance per week. What if it worked? Then I will not say anything. But actually, a lot of people who went through pregnancy and who actually had to prepare for pregnancy really knows this pain. So I had a friend who had to try for 8 months to get pregnant, and then I had a friend who had to try for 1 year and it failed, so she just went straight to IVF. And it was, what stressed her out was that she and her husband had no problem. Like, zero problem. The doctor said, you guys both have healthy sperms, healthy, like egg, you got, or uterus, you guys are ready to get pregnant, don't worry about it. And she's just sitting here being like, what is wrong with me, right? So, and then you say, don't get stressed about it. Don't backseat. None of the pregnant women wants to hear backseating from you. But yeah, there's a lot of things you guys can help out with trying to get pregnant too. There's like vitamins that you guys can take. What is Yopsan? Like, you guys so 아, 근데 진짜 snack. That is the most teest thing you want to ever say to someone who's trying to get pregnant, snack. Just you should just shush. 진짜 이게 마지막 끈, 마지막 희망을 잡고 있는 거예요. 그런 사람들은. They're trying their ass off. That they're trying to believe in superstition because they're not getting pregnant. They don't even know the reason why. So the more you say stuff like that and thinking that you sound smart by saying that, the more it's hurting people. The more it's hurting people who want to get pregnant, like me. So you just don't want to say that. Especially someone who's just sitting here being like, I tried this and it's really hard. You're as bad as people who are saying, oh, just don't get stressed. That's all you need to do to get pregnant. Zip it! You're not helping out, you little... you internet human being. Yeah. So even that's what I'm saying. Like, of course you pray to God. It doesn't help, right? You know, like, oh dear Lord. Like, oh, I'm trying to get pregnant. You know, you think that too, right? But reality is, that's how desperate they are about wanting a child. And you cannot say to them, yeah, well, that's not gonna help. That's stupid. You shouldn't believe in it. That's rude. That's just straight rude. So I hope you don't say that to other people. And I'm not joking about this. I'm being so serious. Because that can hurt someone who's actually really trying their ass off of getting pregnant. So I hope you really realize that. That's not even something that's making you sound smart. Even if you are right and saying, that's just superstition, that's just something, that's still being very hurtful for other people. So that's, I think you should 조심. Be careful about what you're saying. Especially someone like me, guys. What month are we on? Guys, it's been January, February. Yeah, I started January. I quit drinking January, guys. January. I can't even go on trip. Do you guys know the reason why I stopped going abroad? Is I wanted to go... If I go abroad, I need a drink. If I go abroad, I need to try their beer. That's the number one thing I must do. Like, my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law is going to Japan this December, and I was like, I want to go. 근데 술을 못 마셔. I cannot drink. Do you know Japan has the best beer? Like, you go eat dinner, and then you have that not Heineken, sorry, that's Netherlands. 그건 뭐냐? 아사히. 오이시네. 이걸 못해. I cannot do that. Do you know why I couldn't go to TwitchCon? That one beer. 아, 기린도 있네. 기린 뭐 So that's why I don't want to go on trip. So you know what I said to Mia? I was like, Mia, let's go to Singapore. They don't drink. You know the weirdest superstition that we even tried? You guys want to know? Since we're talking about superstition and now Stack's gonna judge me, is okay. This is 19 plus, but when you finish, right? When you finish, and in Korea there's a joke. If you do a handstand, you'll get to your womb faster. 진짜 너무 desperate. 진짜 이거는 너무 진짜 나는 스낵님 그렇게 말하면 나 눈물 나. 너무 이게 we went to the wall. I just went to the wall. 진짜 힘들어. 그러니까 난 진짜 스낵님이 그런 말 안 해줬으면 좋겠어. 그러니까 나한테뿐만 아니라 그럼 다른 사람들한테도 하지 말아요. 그러니까 무슨 뜻인지 알지? 나 똑같았어. I did the same thing, Stack. I was like, what the fuck? Why are they going? Because you know, I was on the baby talk and I read those funny stories. I was like, oh, shit, this girl is doing this stupid superstition. 근데 내가 그러고 있어. So he sometimes he hold my leg. I was like, don't do it. I gotta put it in there. 근데 so that's why funny random story, guys, is I can't go on trip because I want beer. 나 너무 맥주만. Even, you know what? I can't have 0.0 alcohol beer because they have slightest alcohol in it. 미친 것 같아. Oh! So I'm happily enjoying my 이거 뭐냐? my 탄산수. 아 맞아. So actually, Leia, I told Mia, let's go to Singapore or Indonesia. They don't drink. Oh, even Bali did. Not Bali maybe, but Maldives didn't drink. So I was like, yeah, Mia, let's go back. But tourists apparently can drink. So, Salt Lake City, you don't drink? 아니야, my friend drinks. She's in Salt Lake City. I heard after you finish, you shouldn't pull it out yet. Oh, 맞아. You gotta marinate it inside. I don't know. There's so many stupid superstitions, and I also made fun of them. But when you become desperate, so every girl who is saying, Jinri, I'm gonna have 2 years of my sweet honeymoon, and then I'm gonna try to get pregnant. I was like, fuck you. You think pregnant works that easy? You're gonna be wasting 2 years of your life trying to get pregnant. I just side random stories. So anyways, going back to why are we talking about ovulation? Anyways, maternity, paternity leave. Quick on. Anyways, I mean pregnancy is not mandatory, but it's nice if government gives you stuff, right? But 그치. I mean, but so I also do the same thing. Like, even if I joke around to you guys saying, like, fuck you and everything, then I'm like, if they tell me, then I also have to agree. 그러니까, you don't want to fight with females. 그냥 여자들 싸우면 안 돼. If they say something, 그러면, okay. You want to enjoy 2 years of honey? Okay. That's a very good idea. But sometimes pregnancy is also kind of hard, so you gotta rethink. 맨날 돌려 말해. You gotta. But anyways, but I think maternity, maybe paternity leave paid is okay, but because maternity leave, not like saying mothers don't deserve that money. It's just that they have to be leaving for longer than normal, not because they have to care for the baby, but body. Taking care of body is so important, guys. Even I have issue. I cannot be under AC, guys. My joints get cold and it's in pain. Yeah, you can send the link. 나 이제 아줌마. I'm 아줌마. 여기 아퐁. If there's AC, like direct AC on my joints, so here and my knees, it literally gets cold. So Mia was, he's like super T, he's like super realistic. He's like, what the how can the joint get cold, right? He literally said that to me. And anytime we get AC straight direct onto it, I'm like, Mia, hold it. Mia, hold my wrist. And then he holds it and it's cold. And then he goes, oh, that's really cool. That asshole. Anyways. 그래, 그러니까 it sucks for maternity leave. 그렇다고, but to go back right after giving birth though, not good for body. 뭐 어떻게 해야 돼? That's why I want to continue streaming job. You guys will stay here, right? Giving me donation. Men can regulate temperature better? 몰라. 근데 my body, literally my joint gets colder. 아니, guys, hold my hand. Is that weird? How about this? If I ever meet you guys, I will be under AC and make you hold my joints to make you guys understand how cold it gets. It's kind of scary. Oh. What is this? 뭐야? traveling to Indonesia. 어머. 재밌겠네. That looks fun. 네, if you're on a boat, you gotta drink beer. You're on a boat. You gotta drink beer. Not beard, beer. But you can't drink beer when you're or rum. 그래, 그냥 이게 돼야 되는 거다. This is typical alcoholic. 그래, 뭐, okay, champagne. Well, anyways. I had female friends show me this too. Their hands. Oh, yeah, that's why postpartum like syndrome is really not syndrome. 뭐냐 그런 care is very important. That's just my mindset. Hey, look at Hangman. Look at Viva. Most of the people think like this. Just because you don't drink, don't think that's my mindset. 그냥 the fact that you are able to try the other country's most popular, most well-known alcohol, 야, 이거는. And if you know the joy of that, how do you explain it? Like, what would be a good term of K-pop like this? 기다려봐. Let me think about it in K-pop terms. 몰라. 근데 이 맥주 마시는 게 진짜 맛있는데. It's really good. 그치. 야. 진짜 Ben 많네. Ben knows. 야. You wanted to go cause I don't do any smoking. 근데 I think that's also one of the experience that I enjoyed when I traveled to Amsterdam was trying weed. Cause 진짜, you know what's really interesting? Whatever their like main resource is in that country is so much better than imports. And that is where I noticed in weed and beer. Those two are the most biggest thing that I realized. So when I was in college, my ex-boyfriend did weed. Oh shoot. But TwitchCon I didn't do weed because I didn't smoke at the time. And I was with Korean, so I didn't want to do it anyways. But one of the things that was like long time ago, Amsterdam. It was when I was in college, and my boyfriend was like, ex-boyfriend at the time was like, we gotta do Amsterdam weed. 뭐 이래. Okay. Okay. 근데 usually when I did it in America, it was like like I would puke, and I'm like, why do people do this? 근데 it's different quality in Amsterdam. I don't know what makes it. If it's Amsterdam cheese or anything. Also Amsterdam cheese. I bought a lot of Amsterdam cheese, but cheese goes well with beer and. That's true. I heard LA is good. LA has good weed. I was in Wisconsin, so we had imports. Colorado is also legal. Anyways, I cannot. Jinri, you are married now. Hey guys. Colorado is the origin? 나 몰랐어. I thought it was always like Cali. Where do you live? Colorado was the origin이야. Cali was relatively late. Massachusetts has weed? Massachusetts is also okay? 진짜? That's weird. Colorado people are chill? I didn't know that. 진짜? But anyway, that got me the experience of, if we're gonna try some substance, we gotta drink beer. And I still remember, like, of all the trips, I didn't go on that many trips, but I remember actually a lot of the alcohol taste from all my trips because it was just really memorable. Like, I went on a East Europe tour in high school. I was 18 at the time, and we went on a tour with my orchestra. And since I just turned 18 and I know Europe drinking age is 18, I was like, okay, we're on a trip and we're not drinking. So my friend and I wanted to drink. So when we were on like a tour, we had an opportunity to stop by and look around by ourselves. And I was like, I forgot her name, but like, friend, let's drink. She was also 18. She was like, and she also said, yeah, we should drink. We went to this random bar. I don't even know where it was it was in Austria. I still remember it was in Austria. We went to this random bar and we ordered vodka. Wait. I think we ordered vodka for some reason. It was a clear drink and I'm thinking it was vodka shot. It was like 6 euros too. It's so expensive. And we were like, and they're calling us, right? They're like, okay guys, come back. We ordered it. We gotta finish it in one sip, right? Lemon 쩍 빨고 막 더. And that made me drunk. Off of that one shot, but 그게 아직도 기억나. It was just kind of like a fun memory for me at the time. Yeah, my habit started really early. Vancouver, BC has a long history of weed production and drug trafficking. Oh, Amsterdam weed is balanced compared to extreme hybrid stuff seen. Amsterdam is balanced? Whoa, hey, you guys use too many fancy terms. Hey, I'm out of the weed anymore nowadays. What is balanced weed? What is hybrid weed? Strains? What is their strains? 뭐 이렇게 fancy해졌어? Why did weed get so fancy? What the hell is blueberry kush? What is blueberry kush? 야, 뭐 많이 나왔다. Is it like a mixture of weed and blueberry flavor? Pineapple Express? Oh, that's so confusing. 와, 왜 이렇게 많아? There's so many new weed systems nowadays. What's Hercules? Yeah. 이씨. Hercules라는, is it like a flavor? Okay, guys, tomorrow let's learn about weed. Wow, how did we get? Hey, we are at baby talk. Let's talk about baby. No weed. Tomorrow, weed. Today, baby. No more, guys. Don't get me off. Actually, 420, April 20th, I should talk about weed. Hey guys, stop smoking now. 그러니까 ovulation to no alcohol to weed. 맞아. Hemp is a great. What? Oh, you guys know so much about weed. Okay, tomorrow weed. No more. We gotta learn about weed. Anyways, where are we? The paternity leave. I still think paternity leave should be paid because they're not leaving for a long time versus the maternity leave. But when they go off to maternity leave and come back, they should be guaranteed 100% a position. 아닌가? 아, 모르겠네. 아휴. I mean, pregnancy is not. 아유, 모르겠다. That's why actually in Korea, a lot of moms are now trying to be influencer moms because they give you free stuff, right? And you can get paid. So a lot of people are doing vlogs. And so that's why I was like, oh, if I'm going to be at least in Korea for a bit, with like all the baby stuff and everything, I'll be, you know, like doing that. Oh. 아, 그러네. That's also a good point. 그러니까 if they are getting paid, but then what are the leftover people doing? That's why they give you the stink eye if people are leaving for paternity leave. And if you guys work at like factories or, you know, like engineer jobs, you have to be on site, right? So you can't work online. So I remember I still remember this, but one of my HR for my old company, she used to be an engineer, but since she got pregnant, she moved to the HR department because she still wanted to work, but she couldn't work on site, so she wanted kind of like an office job. So they all moved to HR. Maybe that's why there's a lot of females in HR, because it's not like a big job in HR. It does do a lot of people management, but at least you can do it wherever you are. Yeah. Maybe I should try looking for HR job, guys. I think that's also a big problem. Paternity leave 참 어렵다. What is H&B consulting? Yeah. Like, there's definitely, like, job positions that are more favoring women or men. Health and benefits. Yeah, that's also a popular one. Customer solution. Yeah, any CS jobs are also good to do remote work. So I think naturally females, if they are, this is why it sucks being a female. And like I said, people are not wanting to have kids because people are getting smarter. Females know when you have a baby, you lose everything. You lose your career. You lose who you are. You lose your name. You end up not being Jinri. You end up being so-and-so's mom. Right? So that's true. I mean, like, I could say HR is not easy because that's people management. But like, at least that's something you can do remotely compared to, unless you have to like have meetings. But compared to like engineer jobs, especially those working in a factory, like you have to be on site. You have to be talking to the operators. So it really sucks. I think it really sucks to... 그러니까 it sucks being a female. Even being a girl sucks, guys. Period. I mean, you can say, I think that's a big reason why people don't want to have kids. There's no benefit for females. But then for females to be guaranteed a paid maternity leave, then it sucks for people who's left at the job, who has to take care of her job while she's getting paid. So either make like having a baby mandatory and allow paid maternity leave, or I guess, you know. Ah, really? You cannot do the job interview, like setting up job interviews and training online? One of my HR from one of my old companies, she was never in the office. Maybe like 2 or 3 times. Or she always came late, so. 그치, men also doesn't want to pay more taxes. Like, it's kind of true that you increase the family hold, that you be having to pay more. But at the same time, it also sucks that you're also losing so much money. And what's also having, there's, to be honest, there's no benefits in having a baby, right? You're stuck with this crying thing that cries for like 3 years, and then it grows up, starts like dropping everything on the floor, breaking stuff, whining, right? And then you get to a point where he's like going against you and yelling at you and throwing things at you, But it's like natural habit of having babies, so it's like weird. If stuff was not as expensive. But to be honest, I think people, even if stuff that are cheap comes out, people who have a bit of money will always want to do more for the baby. As in, they are going to be willing to pay for more expensive, like, 분유가 뭐야? What is 분유, guys? The powdered milk? You can always get the cheap one, but then, it's for your baby. You want to have your baby growing healthy and everything, so you end up choosing, like, if there's like the $20 one, you're gonna end up picking the one that's like $30 one, right? The formula. So, right? And that's natural parent instinct, is that they always want to provide the best for your child. Especially in a family where they, you started off maybe having a hard time in your house, and that you guys couldn't end up buying things that you guys always wanted to buy and stuff. So 그러니까 Gatorade? You can feed them Gatorade? Well, 그치, they're gonna be drinking cafeteria milk, but it's something that I also realized living in Korea. Last time when I was pregnant, and we were ready to buy stuff for the child, right? Yo! So there is a 젖병 소독기. So there's like 젖병 is what? The baby, 이거 뭐냐? There is one device where it clean baby bottle. Thank you. A baby bottle cleaner. There's a baby bottle cleaner, guys, and you can get the cheap one, like used cheap one for $10. Sterilizer. Thank you, Mark. One, used maybe like 2020, made in 2020, used by 3 people. It's $10. 괜찮네, but 여기 한 이런 거 있고, not only does it sterilize, 뭐 이렇게 뭐. 근데 if they cleaned it well, because 그게 오래 또 안 써. 그러니까 이게, so you know what I mean? Like in the end, you end up naturally wanting, 그래, at least sterilize. So that's the same thing. Mia and I were like, 그래, what if we just buy a new one and sell it? Or even, like, yeah, if they cleaned it, God, it's just endless. It's endless. We can always go for the cheap end. Because to be honest, your parent, my parent, our parent raised us without those effing sterilizer, right? But at least in Korea, so you have to keep the baby bottle really sterilized. So what we did in Korea was we would actually put it in a hot water and sterilize it. So that's always a method, but that's very tiring for the mom. So they end up making a sterilizer, which is easier. Yeah. Yeah, but I heard nowadays car seats are required. So if you don't have car seats, baby car seats, at least in Korea, they will not send the baby to you. So I think that's also a good thing. Like they will not make you take it in the backseat because it's not safe. But if you think about it, being safe and everything makes sense. Cause I'm having this. You're having this baby. The woman is having this baby for 10 months. Right? For 10 months, you're having this baby. 그러니까, if something happens, so. 그치, yeah. But I kind of understand my mom's like obsession on safety to me. 이게 something happens, 뭔가 와, my precious baby 이렇게 되는 거야. It sucks. It really sucks. And I can see why East Asian countries don't want to have kids. There's no positive thing. 그래, yeah, things happen more often than people might think. The flip side is also true. Raising the kid in a bubble makes them a 남의 닌게보다. 너무 이렇게 해도 그치 뭐. 그러니까 I think there's no right or wrong answer. That's true. That also makes sense. True, 맞아. That's where I tell Mia, you're such a precious baby because he has like allergies to everything, like sun, like Mia, you literally can't eat anything. I don't like eating with you. What? Oh, good God. Babies are hard. But I mean, we came to a nice conclusion. You know, Korea wants more kids, marriages, and then, you know, like. But East Asian countries don't want to have kids. I don't want kids. Yeah, right? So, and I didn't expect Taiwan to also be this low, which sucks, but it makes sense. Yeah, it's about the girls. 아유, 어쩌겠어. Girls want a career. I want a career. And girls don't find any benefits in having a baby. And they always see their friends, like, dreading while caring about their baby. So a lot of people have a mindset thinking, is there any positive traits of having a baby? I think that's kind of like the conclusion you'll be making on having a baby. And of course there's positive traits. You know, you're happy. You have like your own thingy-mabobby, right? Your 너의 2세잖아. Your second precious child. But it's hard. I think it's really hard. What can you do, right? So, to be honest, I don't know what government can do to making people want more kids. 그치. 그러네. Yeah. It's an investment, that's true. Like, a lot of the time, people... Yeah, actually, that's what I wanted to say. Back then, people had kids to have extra hands for the farms. But, you know, a lot of the people don't have farms anymore, right? So they don't need more extra hand. And they realize that having more kids means more money is being invested in the child. So how many of you guys want kids after learning about how bad it is? How stressful it is? Actually, there was a really good, well-made reality like commercial in Korea about raising kids, and a lot of people were actually surprised. Oh, that's actually a good sign. It means that you guys are getting ready for the future, I think, of wanting to have kids. But it is a lot of cost. I think it's a lot of energy and cost, and you'll be learning to give up. You'll be learning the idea and concept of giving up on a lot of things. Like you won't be able to travel maybe as much as you wanted to, but it's going to suck. Oh, you already have names? You knew all this before? Whoa, you're so prepared. 그러니까. So if any of you guys are not hitting 38, remember, 38 is a maximum girls want to marry you age. No one wants to marry you after. 뭐 근데 뭐 like I said, you guys have other tasks to cover, right? You guys have to get married. Give up your dreams and have kids? 근데 뭐 I think that's reality. But women? 아니야. I've actually 그런가? Actually more women because they are hypergamy, right? They want to marry people that are older because they think that there's more chances of older people being more well off than them. So 그러니까 I think the really amazing person is the fact that the mom is willing to sacrifice for the child. But I think recently it's been really more of like self-oriented mindset. 저 진짜 yeah. I talk to a lot of people, a lot of girls, and I think they're really afraid because when you have kids, most of the time a girl cannot keep their beauty. Even 그치, that's true. Yeah, that's why girls need to like get a hit in the reality, especially those who are very selfish, very self-centered. Yeah, and the fact that at least in Korea they're supporting the like one person living idea, the concept, I think that's also causing issue. Yeah, that's always a hard thing for the mom to do because they've raised a child, but anyways, that's the reality, guys. Reality of raising a child. 근데 I think if you meet the right women who's willing to do that and dedicate, because 진짜 having a child is not easy, but it does give you happiness. And little things and memories is very important. So, and always think of it as an investment. I think that was a great phrase, I think. Because when you get old, there will be no one to take care of you. At least there will be families to visit. I mean, if you raise your child well too, right? If you raise your child to be very bad or to be very like self-centered. But anyways, it's not easy. It's definitely, I think, after me doing this study too, it's really unfortunate that a lot of the countries are not wanting to have kids. And that the birth rate, I think, will be, for it to go up, will take a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. Especially, you guys already kind of knew it, but the like the rich countries are already saying, we realize that having a child sucks. Right? There's no benefits. Like realistically, me being like the T version, we're not going emotional, we're being very realistic. What are the benefits of having kids, right? Like future, long future, they'll repay us, especially in the Asian country, right? And you get to see someone that looks just like you run around or skip events. But then what you guys have to lose, at least women has to lose their jobs, their status, their career. You know, you end up being, or if you were to keep your career, you end up losing the child, right? The relationship of you and the child will be dropping heavily if you choose work than actually caring for the baby. And, you know, you're having to deal with this child who's been crying, or, you know, like there's definitely kids who cry a lot. You won't be able to sleep. You'll be having to feed this baby, so you're always sleep deprived. You're seeing all these negative comments or negative factors, right? But 그치? Yeah. But would girls really want that? Remember, girls' mindset is hypergamy. They married you because you were a little better off than them. But if you end up being the house husband, would they find you attractive? Unless they're really nice people that they're very like, we care about equality. It really depends on the girl's personality, but most often they chose you because they can learn from you. They can get things off of you, you know, like so. Yeah, I heard daycare is also really popular in Korea too. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Looks is very important. Always stay fit. Anyways, to wrap up today's 4 hours, we learned about birth control. Birth fertility rate for 4 hours. Okay, I expected this to be like a 1 hour nice casual content so that I can move on to games. Did not expect this to be 4 hours, but at least I hope you guys got something out of it. I hope you guys got to learn something about fertility rate. It's not an easy thing. And it sucks. It sucks being a girl. I can say that because I'm a girl. But it also sucks for the guys because it really sucks for the both family, like both mom and dad. So I can see why a lot of people choose to be not wanting a child. So we used to do like just really random facts per day, and we stopped doing that, but we're going back to this because I really enjoy doing this. So this will be kind of like my everyday, where we'll talk about one thing that I want to learn about. So today was fertility rate. Tomorrow I had something planned already, which was going to be like guys' hobby, because I found this statistics in Korea, which I thought was pretty funny, and I was going to talk to you guys about it. But tomorrow, I guess we'll do weed if you guys want to. But we can do both. And then, yeah. So I wanted to do something new every day. Because I always like to kind of go back to how you guys found me. And I really liked what Mark used to say to me, being like, I really found it interesting that you were talking about QR codes. So maybe that's how I should lure people in. So we're gonna try to do something new every day. I'll be reading news. 근데 그게 저한테 되게 도움이 많이 됐어요. 그냥 초심을 찾다가 마크님 그 한마디 덕분에 계속 초심을 그렇게 찾으러 가요. Yeah, so actually, if I weren't going to talk for 4 hours today, I was gonna play games right now and play Diablo. Let's play Diablo. So we're gonna play Diablo. But that's gonna be my daily day, where we're gonna talk about one thing and then just play games at the end for like 4 hours. So let's play some Diablo. The end about fertility rate. conclusion for fertility rate, guys. You guys can get married. We're changing my thing. You guys can get married, but don't have kids. Oh, I don't see any benefits of having kids except they're cute and adorable. 근데 actually, that's not my conclusion. My real conclusion is any couples who are wanting to have kids, 진짜 you guys are 정말 I applaud you and I admire you. I look up to you guys because it's really not easy to raise them, and it's really not easy to, you know, do that while working or even just become a stay-home mom. So good luck to everyone who are wanting to have kids. And if you still don't want kids, it's okay. Always just though think back to why you want to not have kids versus, you know, don't always put it as a negative thing. I know I've always been saying, you know, realistically there's no benefits of having kids, but in the end it's going to be like an investment. It's like your own property. Your baby's gonna be like a property. It will repay you in the near future. Maybe not too near, but like in the future, right? And one last thing about having kids is for those especially who have lost their loved ones during funeral, you would be thankful for having so many family members with you. But if that's not the case in the end, I think that'll be the most saddest thing. So always also think about that. Like, what if my parents die? If there's no one to come and comfort me, like my kids, or if I even don't want to get married, if I don't have any of those people, then it'd be really a sad thing. So always think about that too. But fertility, having a baby is not easy. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, that's good. That's good. 그치? Yeah. It's a long time investment, guys. Fertility is a long time investment. It's not easy. Don't have a baby. I don't know about babies now. So now let's talk about, let's play game. 게임하자 우리. Diablo. When will government sanctioned you what? What is government sanctioned eugenics? Eugenic? 그 뭐예요? What is that? Ah, thank you. Oh yeah, Lilith. Diablo 4. Snowy Guru. Ah. Wow, that's actually a thing? Oh, I didn't know. I should have added this. But I didn't know, guys, that in US, you can pick the gender. But in Korea, that's forbidden because Korea really wanted the sun. Like, they had that sun thingy. But in US, apparently you can pick the gender. Which I think that's really cool, guys. Oh, really? That's crazy. That's really crazy. Wow, 그럼 너무, wow, that's scary.